People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bitech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Baus Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good evening and welcome to Cuba City High School. Rob Spangler along with Wally Troughton bringing you Friday Night Lights. It's Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And you are listening to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. It's presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersections of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
And don't forget the cheese.
Yeah, don't forget the cheese. And don't tune away from this one, Wally. Of course, we're bringing the game to you on Super Hits 106, also on our website, superhits106.com, our mobile app. And, of course, you can watch the game on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. This is one worth watching, Wally, because this game is one of the most important games of the season for both of these teams. The Cuba City Cubans got their first win a week ago at Mineral Point. They're 1-3, and they take on this Warcat team from Southwestern East Dubuque with an identical 1-3 record, Wally. And in fact, there are 4 teams in the SWAL tied with that 1-3 record behind Darlington and Fenimore at the top. So this is a hugely important matchup tonight.
Well, it's a 1-3 record because we haven't counted in the forfeit game that they all get, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. It's really about what happens on the field, really, as far as everyone is concerned. This is also kind of something else. It's a rivalry game.
Yep.
We're talking neighboring school districts, and Southwestern and Cuba City have been, I'm going to describe it this way, it's been a friendly rivalry for a long time. And it is a friendly rivalry. I mean, these guys have co-opted on other teams together and so on. But they just are here to have a good time tonight. Coaches, again, same thing. They have the same kind of an attitude. I love it.
All right, and it looks like the coin toss just happened. Cuba City will be receiving. Our coin toss is brought to you by People's State Bank. So the Cubans will get the ball first offensively, and kicking off to start the game will be Southwestern East Dubuque, the Warcats, who deferred to the second half. But, yeah, to me, Wally, I mean, this is a hugely consequential game. You win this one, and you are in the thick of the playoff race. You lose this one, and, boy, it is a tough hill to climb, because after this week, we've only got 4 more weeks of high school football in the regular season.
So far, neither of these teams have a common opponent.
Right.
And so we can't make any comparisons, but my belief is you never can compare scores against common opponents, because as soon as you do, you'll find out you're wrong.
Very deceptive, yes.
Very deceptive. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, I've known Coach Kopp now for years, and I always give him a hard time because when he first came to Cuba City, he was a freshman coach, and we coached against each other. I keep reminding him, I beat him more than he beat me. But hey, he's a good guy, and I really have liked him for all the way along. I consider him to be a pretty good friend. I have just met Joseph Edler, and so far I really like the guy. I think he's really got something started here again, and it's a matter of bringing everything back between both schools.
Yep.
And it's going to happen.
Absolutely. We are going to visit with both head coaches coming up next on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. We'll talk with Joe Edler, head coach for the Southwestern East Dubuque Co-op. That'll be right after this break here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton.
And we're back on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Rob Spangler joined by Guy Kopp, head coach of the Cuba City Cubans. And first of all, thanks for joining us tonight, Coach.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Back on your home field this evening. Of course, the opponent, though, they didn't have to travel too far. Southwestern East Dubuque, just down the road, of course, in Hazel Green, and I guess a little bit further down there in East Dubuque, Illinois. But this is an intriguing matchup, Coach, because both teams come in with the same record, and both teams have really gone through an early season, what I would call gauntlet of really tough opponents. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely. Both of us had probably one of the toughest non-conference schedules in a while, and then you come back and play a conference game, and you get a win, and that's just motivation coming into this game. And people don't understand. These kids have been friends since they've been in kindergarten. They played on the same team in youth football. So, there's a lot at stake here and a lot of pride, and who's going to be ready to play.
Absolutely. You brought up a win. Of course, your team got its first win last week at Mineral Point. We were there for that game, an exciting game, and actually a really close game up until halftime. And then it felt like, and we called it our turning point of the game, there was a fumble, a turnover, and then boom, you guys just kind of took over from that point. Tell us about how that game went from your perspective.
In the half, with scoring and taking the lead by a touchdown, our kids haven't experienced that ever this season. It was the igniter. We've never seen them act the way they did during the halftime slowdown, and as we're going over stuff, they were into it. They were talking. They were cheering. It wasn't that very somber, holy cow, what are we going to do the second half? It was like, we're going to go out there and just continue where we left off. And obviously, if you watched or listened to the game, that's what these kids did.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mineral Point, not a bad team in their own right. I think, certainly they're young in a few spots, but at the same time, that was an impressive win, especially offensively. You guys really had an offensive explosion throughout the game, but I would say especially in the second half.
Absolutely. We haven't scored that many points all season, and then you come in and score it in one game. They were flying our offense and defense. They had us on our back heels, and they were scoring. It was a back and forth battle until like you said, the fumble right before half, and we took it down and scored again. And then in the fourth quarter, we put our workhorse in, Brad Rowe, and he ran the ball 6 times for 110 yards. That was the only time he touched the ball was in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, he was doing a great job blocking in the backfield, opening holes for Ethan, and doing all that good things. The offense just actually did what they were supposed to do, and they did their job the whole entire game. And when you can do that, you can put points on the board, and it was nice to see.
Let's pivot towards tonight's opponent, Southwestern East Dubuque. We're joined by Guy Kopp, head coach for the Cuba City Cubans. Coach, what can you tell us about Southwestern East Dubuque and what your team is facing tonight?
They're bigger up front than we are. They love to run the ball. They can throw it, but their cup of tea right now is they're going to run the ball right at you and try to overpower you. We're going to have to win the battle up front. We got to stay low. We got to know where the ball is going and make the plays. We cannot afford to miss tackles. On the offensive side of the ball, they're going to stick in their defense what they do, and we got to make plays. We got to score some points tonight. If we can score 28 to 35 points, this ball game should be ours. But they're going to make it extremely hard for us to move the ball. And then in return, we're going to have to stop them, and that's the key to the game right there. We're going to have to stop them on defense and put the ball in our offense's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Guy Kopp joining us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Coach, we're at Game 5 of the season already, so this is, I guess what you would say halfway point or just a little bit past the halfway point of the season. It's a conference game. From here on out, all of these games are critical, aren't they?
Absolutely, and we're not looking past anybody, and we're still looking for a Week 9 game and see where that goes, but we got to focus on today, and then next week look at Benton, and the following look at Darlington. But right now, we got to take care of Southwestern East Dubuque, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? Exactly.
And, if you can put together a win streak, another win tonight, and then, as you said, you got Benton, Scales, Mount Schulzberg, you could, again, have some real positive momentum going into that Darlington matchup. But again, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But this is the next step, isn't it?
Yep, we need another win tonight. It was a lot better coming to practice. Kids are a lot motivated, more film study. They're hungry. They had a little taste of victory, and it's easy coaching those type of players that want to keep feeding off that victory and keep getting stuffed, and hey, let's give them the fuel for the fire tonight. And what a great opportunity to play this team on homecoming, and we're excited. We're excited.
Get there early for homecoming festivities, and you mentioned 2 key things there, Coach Kopp. They're hungry, which makes me think of your delicious pork chop sandwiches at the concession stand, and you also mentioned fire, which also makes me think of the grill flaming up and cooking those delicious pork chop sandwiches. So you got to get there early, like me and Wally, to grab yourself the sandwich, get settled in for some homecoming football. It's going to be a good time. On a serious note, one more question before we wrap up. What do you think? What do you think will be key tonight in your Cubans getting the win?
Just like last week, we got to win the battle up front. We got to win the battle up front on the offense and defensive side. Our big guys got to beat their big guys.
All right. Coach Guy Kopp, thank you so much for joining us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show.
All right. Pleasure to always talk to you.
All right. That is Guy Kopp, and we'll have opening kick right after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
At Millie's Diner, they go the extra mile and make everything from scratch. You'll taste the quality in their breakfast and lunch, all served in generous portions at budget-friendly prices. Visit Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, open every day from 7 to 3. Check out Millie's on Facebook for their menu and daily specials.
Welcome back to Super Hits 106 and also our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, and we're joined by the head coach of visiting Southwestern East Dubuque tonight, Joe Edler. And first of all, thank you, Coach, for taking time to chat with us.
No, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So your Warcats come in with the same identical record as Cuba City, and when you look at this very, very tough SWAL conference, you've got Darlington and Fenimore both undefeated at the top of the league, but then it's like, to use the analogy, a multi-car pileup. You got 4 teams all with identical records, tied for third place, including your Warcats and Cuba City. So this is you want to talk about an important game. This is a huge game for both teams involved, as you guys obviously are trying to fight your way in for a playoff spot, right?
Yeah, I mean, you said it's it's such a tough conference. Every single week's a battle. It doesn't matter the record, and now we have, like you said, 3 or 4 guys that are at the 1-3 record. We're in third place, and tonight's going to be a huge game with Cuba City. We're both 1-3, and whoever wins is gonna obviously keep that 3 spot. But definitely a tough conference, and every day's a battle, and tonight's going to be the same thing, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. And specifically looking at your schedule, Coach, I think week 1 of the season, I know that maybe it seems like forever ago, maybe it seems like yesterday. I'm not sure about your perspective on that, but you guys opened up against Blackhawk Warren, who traditionally has been one of those really strong teams in Southwest Wisconsin and Northern Illinois, and you guys lost, but it was one of those. It was a razor-thin game. Looked like you guys might pull it out for a while there. And then the other 2 losses again against what I would call elite level opponents and hard-fought games. And that even though your record isn't where you want it to be, do you feel like your team is progressing forward, is getting better as the season goes on?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it was Blackhawk Warren week 1, always a tough program, and then you jump into Fenimore and Darlington. All 3 of those teams are going to go far in the playoffs this year. I think they're great teams with great coaches, and now it's just, we improved every game. I think we got better. We're playing some great teams, and we looked at the positives, and there's no quitting our guys. That's one plus that we always talk about, is they're always fighting for that last whistle. And then we keep building every single week. So we think we've gotten better, and now it's just time to prove it. In week 5, it is already, and try to come out with the weird weather we're having and have a good game. So, but yeah, definitely every week look at the positives. We're healthy. That was something we weren't the first few weeks. We had some knee injuries and things like that, but guys are back. We've survived some games that were kind of ugly. But now we're healthy and everybody's back, and hopefully we can continue to grow as a team.
Yeah, you talked about the weather. We're joined by Coach Joe Edler with Southwestern East Dubuque, and this could be one of those grinded out kind of games tonight. Not only an opponent against similar to yourselves record wise, fighting for that next win, but also with the weather being potentially wet and field conditions a bit slick. I mean, this has the feel of one of those ground and pound type games, which from what I hear is a strength of your team this year.
Yeah, we're kind of excited for the rain. We haven't had a lot of rain practices or anything at all this year, and we've been spraying the balls with water and doing all those coaching tactics to try to make things wet and get the guys ready. But we're excited. We hope it rains a little bit. The guys are ready for a mud game. We also practice on turf, so that's kind of a negative for us. We're not used to the slipperiness of grass when it's wet, so hopefully we can adjust to that. But if it rains, we're ready for it, and if not, I think we're ready for it also.
Coach, let's talk about tonight's opponent, the Cuba City Cubans. They got their first win last week at Mineral Point, which Mineral Point's another one of those teams again in that log jam in the SWAL. But what can you tell us about Cuba City and your matchup and your thoughts on them?
Yeah, as always, they're fast and strong. Every year we watch film, and it was my first year playing them last year, and you immediately notice how well coached they are. They're usually big kids and they're strong, and that hasn't changed. They lost some seniors last year, but they've replaced them with, kids that are just as good. So it's going to be, just grind it out. We're going to have to, play a really good game to get the win, and just, play really hard the whole game. But as always, they've got athletes. We have to stop their athletes, their speed. That's something that we've kind of struggled with sometimes. So hopefully we've coached them up, our guys, good enough this week to stop their speed and their athletic quarterback for sure.
We're joined by Joe Edler here on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show with Southwestern East Dubuque. They are at Cuba City tonight, week 5 of the high school football season getting underway in just a few minutes. And as we wrap up, Coach, any thoughts on keys to the game and things you'll need to do well in order to come out of Cuba City with a win?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we can't have any, big penalties. That seems to have affected us the first 3 weeks. We'll drive the field, we'll be down at the 20-yard line, and then we get a silly penalty, offsides, or a fumbled snap. So we can't have any mistakes, and try to get turnovers on defense. We haven't had a lot of those. So biggest thing is, get some turnovers, force some of those, and play mistake-free football. So, hopefully, like I said, it rains a little bit. We're ready for it, but if not, I think our guys are ready, and hopefully we can, come in on homecoming and play a good game for them.
All right. Coach Joe Edler with Southwestern East Dubuque, thank you so much for joining us on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We'll have more after this here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
And welcome back to Cuba City High School. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton, enjoying some pregame popcorn before kickoff. Well, at least Wally is.
Well, after all, it is a pregame meal.
The pork chop was the pregame meal.
Well, they go together.
We'll take one more time out on our pregame show. We'll be back with the starting lineup and opening kick after this here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Having a doctor or primary care provider is essential for your overall health and wellness, and getting the care you need should be simple. Don't have a primary care provider? Easy. With convenient hours and clinic locations in Lancaster, Cassville, Potosi, and Fenimore, Grant Regional Community Clinic makes it easy to get primary care close to home. We have a dedicated team who are ready to care for you, and best of all, we create long-term relationships to keep you and your family in the best possible health. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Pregame 2.
Welcome back. Raleigh Cheese pregame show here on Super Hits 106 and also streaming on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Big matchup. Cuba City hosting Southwestern East Dubuque. Both teams tied for third place with a total of 4 teams in that log jam behind Darlington and Fenimore at the top of this SWAL conference. So ultra competitive right now, and the winner of this game going to have a big leg up towards a playoff push as we approach the postseason, which isn't too terribly far off. This is, in fact, week number 5 of the high school football season in Wisconsin. Well, welcome back to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. We're going to bring you the starting lineups brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center in just a moment. But first, our colors of the game brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. The Warcats are visiting Southwestern East Dubuque wearing white jerseys, black pants. They've got blue helmets, blue numbers with black outlines, and blue and black striping on the shoulders. They also have a white and blue striping down the side of the pants. And for Cuba City, they're wearing their all-black uniforms, black pants, black jerseys, black socks, white numbers, and the black helmet with the yellow center stripe, the logo on just one side like the Steelers, and the black or the yellow striping on the shoulders. And those are the colors of the game.
Just looking, we've talked about the conference a little bit, the SWAL, but elsewhere tonight, Mineral Point is traveling up to Belleville tonight for a game, and that's going to be a big game as well.
Yeah.
Because it's one Belleville knows they need to get as well, and then you're looking back at Mineral Point. Well, after last week, now they know they need another victory. Then also, and I chuckle about how this was written on here, but it's Benton, Scales, Mound, Schulzberg are playing at Darlington tonight, and that'll be a tough game for them. Darlington is pretty tough. They're leading the league, and they haven't looked back on anyone here so far this year. And the other game in the conference tonight has Eastland, Illinois, playing up at Fenimore, and they are playing Fenimore tonight because Madison Abundant Life St. Ambrose forfeited the game. So they were looking for games, and other people in the conference have done the same kind of thing. They found other games. That's just who they've got this week. So that's what's happening in that conference.
Sounds good. Now, our turf report is brought to you by Dewey's Tire Repair for all your farm, auto, and truck tire sales and service needs. The best place to take a leak, Dewey's Tire Repair. A beautiful field, once again, well-painted lines. So far, it's fairly dry. We've had a few sprinkles out there, but I would say overall field conditions probably in good shape, aren't there, Wally?
Yeah, they really are. And, we were concerned about that this year because of all the rain that had happened and everything. We thought we could have kind of some muddy fields and everything, but this field is well drained. And
Yes.
a few years back, they did some work here, and it all took. And that's good.
As far as our injury report, just one injury to report. Chase Breitfelder, who was injured, had unfortunately a season-ending knee injury in week 2 for Cuba City, still out. That's the only injury to report. It's brought to you by Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights to help get you the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. We'll take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. Those are brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. See their complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster Richland Center and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. But the ball is on the tee. We are set for the opening kickoff, and we are underway. This one going to be fielded by Briggs Rundy back at the 10. He's up to the 15, to the 20, 25. Shakes a man up to the 30, 35, and he's escorted out of bounds there by the kicker for Southwestern East Dubuque. That would be Isaac Funston. And he escorted him out of bounds near the 35, where it's 1st and 10 for Cuba City with their first offensive possession of the night.
Bradley Rowe is a player that brings a load. He really does. Is he that big? Is it anything about that? No, he's just a tough, hard-nosed kid, and he runs really hard. I mean, he is 210, but still.
Hudson Kieler is the junior quarterback. He's under center, or excuse me, he's out of shotgun, rather, and hands it off to Ethan Griffin, who runs up the middle behind the left guard, hammers his way for 3, maybe 4 yards before he's finally hauled down in the secondary. And it looks like Foley makes the stop. That's Lucas Foley, number 14 for Southwestern East Dubuque. Let's look at the offensive line. We've got Maddox Rojam in the center. Braden Andrews is left guard. Right guard, Michael Terpstra. Braden Soppy is the right tackle. Clayton Doherty, left tackle. Rundy, the tight end. Keeler, the quarterback. Bradley Rowe, your fullback. Ethan Griffin in the tail. And Ethan Griffin again gets the handoff as he runs this time behind the right guard. And another decent gain, picks up close to 3 yards. It'll set up a 3rd down and about 3 coming up for the Cubans.
The first game of the year, excuse me, Bradley Rowe was actually lined up as a tailback, but Ethan Griffin gives him so much more speed there, and he hits the hole a little bit quicker. That doesn't mean Bradley Rowe isn't in there. Oh, he is.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Pistol formation here for Keeler. Hands it off. Great job by Dax Solverson, who blew up that play. Solverson, one of the defensive tackles, or one of the middle linebacker, rather, comes up and blows up the play and causes a loss of yardage on that carry. Loss of almost 4 yards, and that will set up a 4th down and 6 and a punting situation for the Cubans.
That was a case that the offensive line just did not hold, and they end up and you get a linebacker then there, and you don't have a chance.
Big stop. Here comes the punt. It is off and fielded back at the 25-yard line by Xander Tierney. And he's still on his feet and then eventually ripped down once he got near the 30. They're not going to quite give him that. Maybe the 29-yard line, it looks like, or the 28, 1st and 10 there for East Dubuque.
You learn right away when you watch him run with the ball that he has a lot of quickness. He's one that he can put that foot down and change directions right now.
They still haven't officially spotted the ball. Looks like they're actually calling for a new ball.
Well, you change balls depending on the team. Each team uses their own football.
So 1st and 10 for Southwestern East Dubuque at their own 28-yard line. And their offense to the line with Carson Splinter, the quarterback. He'll hand it off to the tailback, Tierney. And Tierney is blown up. And maybe, do we have a fumble? Yes.
We do.
And a recovery by Cuba City. So we have our first turnover of the game. It is the turnover brought to you by our friends at Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles. And Cuba City is all smiles because Wally, they have turned over Southwestern East Dubuque, and they'll get the ball in plus territory now, down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line.
I mean, they gained a yard on the exchange, but you lost the football. That's the big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So 1st and 10 for Cuba City at the opponent's 28. Back to pass. It is Kieler. Has some time and throws. Hits his man. Great route caught by number 20. That's Carter Rundy, who has run out of bounds inside the 10. And now we have a late flag, Wally, thrown near the sideline. It'll set up a 1st and goal for Cuba City at about the 7, but let's see what the flag is. So nearly a about 21-yard pass play, but let's see what the flag is here. Penalty is on Southwestern East Dubuque, so that'll move it inside the 5. And they'll mark it all the way. Well, now they're marking it off from the goal line, so they'll mark it at about the 3.
It ends up being a 3-yard penalty because it was half the distance.
So 1st and goal for Cuba City at the 3. Threatening early here with 9:42 to go, first quarter. High snap, handoff. Ethan Griffin around the left end. He'll walk in for a 3-yard touchdown run. That's a Northland Buildings touchdown.
And he had a lot of room over there to run.
All
pretty
kinds
wide
of
open.
daylight, yeah. So Ethan Griffin punches it in after a turnover forced by that Cuban defense. They force a fumble and then immediately go down and punch it in for a 3-yard touchdown run from Ethan Griffin. Here comes the extra point from Landon Bush. Teasdale, the holder. 9:37 remaining. Snap down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And the score is 7-0. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque. And we'll be back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 1.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank. Member FDIC.
Partner with Fuller's Milker Center and Gia for your next milking system. From the Dairy Pro Q robotic rotary parlor to the Dairy Robot R9500 robotic box milking system, you select the best fit for your operation. With Gia, you can also choose from market-leading conventional parlors, fully equipped with automated accessories. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to start building your dream milking facility.
In game 1.
Should mention that was a Point and Flush Sportsman's Club Gundog extra point. 7-0 is our score here. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque, and Tierney once again returned the ensuing kickoff from the 10. He's up to the 20, runs into his own man near the 25, and then is going to fall backwards. They will mark it close to the 25, it looks like, but we do have a flag down on the far side of the field, Wally.
And it's going to be a hold.
It's a Pink's Automotive penalty. That's the second penalty in this game so far.
Looks like a holding penalty against the Wildcats.
And it is on Southwestern East Dubuque, so instead of having it at the 24, they'll mark that one off. 10 yards.
So there we are, back now at the
14. Yep. So 1st and 10 for Southwestern East Dubuque. They have the ball at their own 14-yard line. 9:28 to play here in this first quarter. Here comes a handoff. This one fumbled again, Wally, and it's loose, and the Cubans have recovered again. The ball carrier was number 34. That's Wyatt Buddy. And he lost. It was punched out. I think Carson Collins may have punched that ball out, and it was recovered again by Cuba City. That's back-to-back plays where Cuba has forced fumbles, Wally.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things, again, that Coach said, we can't be having these turnovers like that, and right away they got 2 of them, and penalties that weren't good either.
That was a Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover, and Cuba City will take over again in plus territory, this time even deeper at the 22 of Southwestern East Dubuque. Working out of the pistol, Kieler looking to pass. Throws wide open. It's Carter Rundy for a touchdown. I mean, he was uncovered, Wally. That was a busted coverage because he was literally wide open. A 22-yard touchdown strike from Hudson Kieler to Carter Rundy. And another Northland Buildings touchdown has the score 13-0 with 9:15 to go. Homecoming night for Cuba City, and they are on fire early.
They really are, but you know what? It's a matter of you got to hold on to the football. That's the key.
Absolutely. Extra point is good by Landon Bush, and the score is now 14-0. Cuba City out to a blitzkrieg start over Southwestern East Dubuque. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. Zero interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost-effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 2.
Cuba City out to a big early lead, 14-0 over Southwestern East Dubuque. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton from Cuba City High School. And the kickoff return, this time fielded by number 15, Nick Bush, who takes the ball up to the 35-yard line. Best starting field position for Southwestern East Dubuque, but really the big thing is, Wally, they have to hold on to the football this time.
Oh, they really do. I do have a score that just came in on the shoebox scoreboard. Platteville is leading Richland Center in the first period at 8:42, 7-0.
All right, Carson Splinter, the quarterback for Southwestern East Dubuque. He'll be under center, wishbone set behind him. Double tight end formation. And hands it off. It's a quick hit and another fumble. You've got to be kidding me. And Cuba City has recovered it again, Wally. This is unbelievable. That one is pulled out by Landon Bush. I am absolutely stunned at this, Wally.
Well, that one there was no doubt. I mean, he really got hit right by a linebacker just as he's trying to get into the hole. I mean, chances of holding on to those are pretty tough.
It's 3 possessions in a row. On the first play, Southwestern East Dubuque has fumbled the ball, and Cuba City has taken over in plus territory. Unbelievable. They'll take over at the 33. Shotgun. Here comes a handoff. Ethan Griffin shakes a man. There's a flag thrown before he's finally ripped to the ground. That time by number 62. That would be Cody McAuliffe who makes the stop. We'll see what the flag is here, as there's another Pink's Automotive penalty. This is a hold, and it appears to be on Cuba City, I believe.
Yes.
Holding penalty on the Cubans.
Just unbelievable start here. Homecoming night for Cuba City, up 14-0 already, and looking for more.
There was the actual play went for about a loss of about a yard, but you got to take the penalty.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that means is right now, defense here, they've got to make certain pass coverage. You got your men covered. You cover your zones, or you may stay on your man.
No doubt. Pistol again, pistol formation here. Hudson Kieler, man in motion. Venata, right to left. Kieler back to pass. Throws. That one's a little too low, intended for Shepard on the left side. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, that one just was way down too low. He didn't really have much of a chance.
Yeah, nothing Shepard could do on that one.
No.
14-0. We're only about 3 minutes into this game. Cuba City is on top. They have recovered 3 fumbles consecutively in plus territory. Now facing a second down and about 17. Split receivers, pistol formation, handoff Griffin. Running right, following his blockers, charges ahead, gets close to the 35. So he picks up maybe 4 yards on that one. It'll set up a 3rd and 13.
That was a good job running the ball to get yourself in a decent point, but now 3rd down is a big play here for Cuba City.
Linebacker Drew Martin with the stop for Southwestern East Dubuque. Clock continuing to tick, 8:28 remaining in this first quarter. 14-0. Cuba City on top. 3rd down now and long. 3rd and 13 here for the Cubans. Split receivers. Carter Rundy wide left. Trevor Venata wide right. He's in motion right to left. Back to pass. Kieler looking. Throws. And it is almost caught, but not quite, by Briggs Rundy. The tight end was running across the formation. And the throw a little low again. He did try to reel it in, but just couldn't quite, Wally.
He lined up as a tight end here over on this side, and he just came on a nice square out. Pattern was pretty good, and he was pretty much alone, but ball just wasn't there. But at a 4th down in this location, they go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. 4th down and 13. Ball at the 36 of Southwestern East Dubuque. Cuba leading 14-0. If Southwestern East Dubuque could come up with a stop here, it would be huge for them.
Oh, no kidding.
Working out of the gun this time, Kieler scans to the right. Now he's going to be flush from the pocket and run. He'll run to his left. He's not going to get the first down. He's escorted out of bounds on the far side by number 21. That's Braden Gleason. And it will be a turnover on downs for Cuba City. And Southwestern East Dubuque finally stops the bleeding, at least for now, Wally.
Well, they stopped the bleeding that way, but right now you've got to make certain you're going to run the ball here and hold on to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of that had to do with just some blocking up front. There really wasn't a whole lot of chance. You got guys in there all over you. It's hard to hold on to the ball sometimes.
Well, I can't imagine that they're going to fumble it 4 times in a row. Let's see. Stepping in under center here, it's Carson Splinter. Again, wishbone double tight set. And he'll hand it off to the deep back this time. Ball carrier number 8, Tierney, and he holds on. Whew. If you're Southwestern East Dubuque, you can exhale, Wally. They got a play in without a fumble.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, and that is one of the things you have to be concerned with right away.
They pick up about 6 yards on that carry, so a nice gain by Tierney. It sets up a 2nd and 4. Clock at 7:35 remaining in the first quarter. 14-0 Cuba City. Same tight formation here. Wishbone set. Splinter under center. He'll pitch it this time. The deep man is Buddy. Trying to turn the corner around the left side. Does. And gets close to the 40-yard line. The 40 is about where the first down stick is. He's just about a yard shy, maybe a yard and a half shy of the first down, Wally.
Yeah, this is the point right in here now. third down, you need to get this first down. They really need that just for their own confidence, if nothing else.
Yeah, and to keep the ball away from Cuba City. Third down, a yard to go. Ball at the 38 of Southwestern East Dubuque. Ducking in under center again, Splinter. He'll hand it off. Quick hitter up the gut. Not much running room. Lucas Foley, the ball carrier there. He was hit immediately in the hole, Wally, and depending on this spot, it does not look like it's enough for a first. Maybe gained a half a yard, and that's about it. So that'll set up fourth and less than a yard here.
This would be interesting as to what you want to do here, because if you're confident that you can get that yard, then you go for it.
Well, they certainly are showing that they're going for it. Fourth and less than a yard. Splinter under center. He'll hand it off. Tierney, right side. Gets the first down and still on his feet, and finally is spun down in the secondary. He is thrown down by Carter Rundy. But that will move the sticks, Wally, and that's the big thing. It is a first down, which happens to be a Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down, and the first one of the game for Southwestern East Dubuque.
They had to have that one. They really did. You've got to do everything you can to get your confidence back up, and you're fortunate after 3 turnovers, you're only down 2 scores.
Very true. First and 10, Southwestern East Dubuque at their own 45. Man in motion, Tierney, right to left. Back to pass, Splinter. It's a screen pass. He dumps it off. This is caught by Lucas Foley. Has some head of steam and rumbles his way forward to what looks like a first down run, Wally, and it is.
It is.
So a nice run after the catch on that screen pass to Lucas Foley for 10 yards, and it moves the sticks again, and that's another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down. And now Southwestern East Dubuque has a little momentum on their side. They're across midfield. They're at the 45 of Cuba City. You can tell probably feeling a little bit of confidence right now.
My compliments on that play. That was a well-run screen pass.
Absolutely. 5:10 remaining here in this first quarter. Here comes a pitch to Tierney, trying to follow his blockers around the left side. Cuts it back. He's hit immediately by Andrews and thrown down, but not after getting almost to the 40, a gain of close to 5 yards on that run. Nice scamper there.
Yeah, I give him credit for 4 yards on that. It was a good job running the ball.
Yeah, the ball's at the 40, so it will be a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 coming up here for Southwestern East Dubuque. Clock rolling, 4:38 to play, first quarter, 14-0, Cuba City on top, but Southwestern East Dubuque putting together a nice drive here. It's the 7th play of the drive coming up. Under center, Splinter again. And he'll hand it off to Tierney, running around the right side as he's into the secondary, but a flag flies behind the play, Wally, as he has another first down. He ripped off about 15 on that run there, but this may be coming back. We shall see.
Yeah.
And it appears it is going to be a hold. That'll wipe out a 15-yard run by Xander Tierney. Boy, that's a back-breaking Pink's Automotive penalty.
Well, that's your third penalty already this game.
That'll move it back across midfield to the 49 of Southwestern East Dubuque.
The thing that, again, that, Coach Edler said, is he said that's one of the things we can't do, is we can't make these mistakes. And, again, we've had, well, as far as I'm concerned, 6 big ones.
Second and 15 coming up here for Southwestern East Dubuque, again at their own 49. Split backs in the backfield, wing back right, back to pass. Splinter throwing, has a man downfield, almost caught. A one-handed attempt by Michael Richard, but he couldn't quite reel it in, Wally.
A little bit high, but it's a good thing that Richard got his hand on it and pulled it down. Otherwise, what you might be finding right now is Frankie Welp running the other way with the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a one-handed attempt, and he almost reeled it in. Heck of an attempt there by Richard. Michael Richard, a 5'11 senior for the Warcats. Third down and 15 now. 4:02 to play here in this first quarter. 14-0 Cuba City. We'll see if the Southwestern East Dubuque Warcats can keep the drive alive. From their own 49, 2 receivers left, wing back right, back to pass. Splinter has time, throws over the middle. It's caught And that will not be enough for a first down. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's caught by Michael Richard, who ran like a little dig route, and it'll set up a fourth down and 10 after that reception of about 5 yards.
It really was a pretty good job catching the ball, but there's really no chance of you to really gain a whole lot. The pattern was good, but it's a short pattern.
4th down and 10, and we do have some personnel changing, so we'll see what.
I think they're going to go for it, but I'm not so sure I would. I'd rather put Cuba City down deep, make them go the length of the field, and who knows, maybe you can
looks
get a
like
break.
they are going to punt it away, actually.
Good. I think that's smart.
Brady Dietzel is the punter. He's out. So here comes the snap to Dietzel, and it is, for a second, I thought it was a fake. He does punt it. This one will roll all the way inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. What a punt by Brady Dietzel, maybe the 2.
That was an excellent job running the ball. And, you know, you're seeing a lot of places that have gone to that Australian-style kick where they'll start running with the ball and then kick the ball. And you get a lot of nice roll on it, and you create some questions as far as who's back there on a punt return.
Well, despite the fact that they ended up punting the ball, Wally, Southwestern East Dubuque did flip the field position on that drive. And you're right, Cuba City is going to have to work from their own 2-yard line when they start this drive. 3:03 remaining. We're in the first quarter. Cuba City on top from the end zone, taking the snap there. It is a quarterback. Kieler hands it off to Griffin. Big run as that's Bradley Rowe, rather, the fullback, and he hammers his way through on the left side and has enough for a first down. A big gainer on first down. He gets all the way out to the 14, so that's a 12-yard rumble by Bradley Rowe.
Got another score. I'll save it till after this play.
Sounds good. Working from the shotgun again, Kieler, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Quick swing pass out of the backfield, caught by Griffin. He's at the 15 to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and he's finally hauled down from behind by number 32, Brody Blackburn. But we do have a flag, and it looks like a hold coming against Cuba City here, Wally. So this will wipe out a huge play.
Yeah, that's one of the things. The holding calls are the things that just seem to kill you.
And it has hurt both teams.
Yes.
This time it bites Cuba City. A Pink's Automotive penalty will wipe off what would have been, probably a 30-yard play-ish.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, that score I have for you on the shoebox scoreboard, River Valley is leading Lancaster 7-6 with about 5:30 to go in the first quarter.
They'll mark it off inside the 10 and put the ball down at about the 8-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Cuba City, or first down at about 16.
16, yeah. That works for me.
For the Cubans, yeah. Long way to go. 2 receivers left, which is the wide side. 1 receiver right, short side. Shotgun for Kieler. Takes a snap, gives to Rowe. Rowe has a hole, right side, hammers his way through across the 10 up to, near the original line of scrimmage. He'll be stopped about a yard shy of that, so it'll set up a 2nd down and 11 here.
Well, that's Rowe running how Rowe runs. You know, he just gets behind it and he just pounds you.
So about 5 yards on that run. And the officials call a timeout on the field here with 2:11 to play. Looks like there's some sort of discussion, Wally. I honestly don't know what this is about.
No, but I'll tell you right now, I'm going to compliment the officials because if one of them has a question, they get together and talk about it.
Absolutely. Beautiful night for football.
I think what they're talking about is back over to the southwest. It is dark, and I mean it's dark all the way down to the horizon. And
let's keep it down there.
It may be concerned about weather.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun here for Hudson Kieler. 2 minutes to play. 2nd down and 11. High snap. Bradley Rowe gets it. He is hit in the hole, still up, and then driven to the ground. He was initially hit by number 24, coming up from that safety spot, Jack Stevenson, free safety. And a gain of 3, almost 4 yards on that one.
Pretty good job coming up and making the play. I think Xander Turney was out there as well, helping on that tackle.
So 3rd down and long for Cuba City. They are across their 15 up at about the 17-yard line. And it's third down and
7.
Sounds about right. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun for Kieler. Play action. Rolls to his left. He's being pressured. Flushed from the pocket, directing traffic, still looking, throws downfield, has a man, and it's caught by Venata, but they immediately spot him out of bounds, which makes me think, what do we got here? Was he? So Venata has it. They're going to say he was immediately out of bounds after he caught it. It'll cross the 30 up to about the 33, so 1st and 10 there for Cuba City.
It's a 15-yard catch.
It's surprising how it's just boom, immediately he was out of bounds. I guess he's lucky to stay in when he caught it.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
1st and 10 for Cuba City. 1:07 to go here in the first quarter. Cubans up 14-0. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun for Kieler. Hands it off to Bradley Rowe. Running left side, following his blockers, lowers the shoulder and drags tacklers near the first down sticks. Number 15 was along for the ride. That's Nick Bush for the Warcats, and it'll set up a 2nd and 1. Gain of 9 by Rowe on that one. Boy, that you hang on for dear life when you try to tackle Bradley Rowe. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball on the left hash. We're under a minute to play here in this first quarter. Clock has stopped. Quick pass to the near side of Venata. He makes the catch. Following his blocker, Shepard cuts it outside. He's across the 50 to the 45 and knocked out near the 42 of Southwestern East Dubuque. A big gain there.
That ends up being 16 yards.
16-yard pickup. And another Sullivan Auctioneer, Big Iron Realty first down for Cuba City. Clock at 51 seconds now left in this first quarter. It's 14-0. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque.
I just took a look because I see how dark it was over there. There is a thunderstorm back over in that direction.
Yeah, we don't want to say that word.
I think we're going to be okay.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Kieler, 1st and 10. Hands it off. It's Rowe. Lowers the shoulder. Runs through a man. Gets across the 35 and picks up a good hard 7, almost 8 yards on that run. Wow. Bradley Rowe is bringing the wood tonight.
Well, this is from games that I've been able to see him play in, this is the best he's been able to run.
27 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0 Cuba City. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ball at the 35. Make it 34 of Southwestern East Dubuque. It's Rowe again, running up the gut. Lowers his shoulder. Has enough for the first down. Gets down to the 30 before he's finally stopped. That may end up being the final play of the quarter. A player a little slow to get up for Southwestern East Dubuque. Clock has stopped again with 13 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that means
Looks
we're
like
going to. They're cranking it in now. We'll see if we're going to get a play in or not.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like it.
Either they're trying to wind the clock or the official has, a sore arm, Wally. Here we go. Clock has expired on the first quarter. It is 14-0. Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque. And we'll be back after this with the second quarter on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Looking to upgrade your floors? Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington has new arrivals in stock ready to install. Choose from luxury vinyl plank, tile, and laminate from top brands like Paramount and Mannington. Hermson's has in-stock carpet rolls too. And don't worry about the hassle because they measure and install. Hermson's now stocks Sluter systems for tile, showers, and floors, complete with waterproofing and drains. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, family owned since 1942.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Be first in line for 2026 Brewers season tickets available now. Secure the best seats in the house at the best rates of the season and get a 2025 regular season Brewers game free. Plus, fuller half-season plans of 2 or more seats get a custom Brewers starter jacket. Learn more at brewers.com/season tickets.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
In Game 3.
1st and 10, Cuba City at the 31 of Southwestern East Dubuque, leading 14-0. Here comes a run play. Ethan Griffin running left side, follows his blockers across the 30, down to about the 27-yard line of Southwestern East Dubuque. Lucas Foley makes a stop. That'll be a gain of 3 yards or so. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Cubans.
As a rule, Southwestern East Dubuque has played a little tougher. Now, after the opening of the game, it's kind of like they were nervous and couldn't get the jiggers out of them.
Well, Cuba City trying for that 3rd score of the game on this drive, just outside the Bitech green zone now. 2nd down and 7. Handoff Bradley Rowe, running right. Gets to the 25, so he picks up a couple more. And that'll set up a 3rd down and looks like about 4 here coming up for the Cubans.
Yeah, I've got a good, healthy 4 yards to go here.
Yeah. Good, healthy 4 is correct. 3rd down and 4 to go for the Cubans.
It really ends up being a big defensive play here for the Warcats.
Yeah, probably 2 big defensive plays, really.
Yes, I would agree.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Kieler. Takes a snap. Throws it out of the backfield to Ethan Griffin. Shakes a man, cuts it back, shakes a tackle, gets near the 20 before he's ripped down. He's right near the 1st down sticks, Wally. It depends on the spot here. It's very close, but it looks like they're going to mark it 4th down, but 4th and I would say less than a yard.
Yeah, that's he's just short, and I mean just short maybe by the length of the football.
So we'll call it 4th down, less than a yard to go. Clock at 10:15 to go here in this 2nd quarter. 14-0 Cuba City. Big 4th down play. Split receivers, 1 to either side. Pistol for Kieler. Behind him, it's Ethan Griffin. And it's a handoff to Griffin, running up the gut. He's hit. He dives. His 2nd effort is close, Wally. Depends on the spot.
I don't think he's going to get it. I don't think he's there, not by where this near official marked the ball.
I think they may have to bring the chains onto the field to measure this one. No, they're just going to signal. And now Coach Kopp is talking with the far side official. I think he may ask for a measurement. I mean, I certainly would.
You have the right to ask.
If I was Guy Kopp, I'd ask.
And they are.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. It's close. It's very close.
I don't think he's got it, but it is very, very close.
I mean, it's if he doesn't have it, he missed it by
that much.
That much, yeah. Yeah, the old.
We held our fingers apart the same amount. That's pretty good.
Who was the? You know this. You're the historian. Who had that saying? Missed it by that much.
Oh boy.
Come on now.
I've heard a whole bunch of them.
Is that
who used to do the?
It's
Packer
not Dick
games?
Tracy.
No. Who used to do the Packer games? That was one of his things.
Here they measure the chain. And looks to me like it's a 1st down for Cuba City. So they called it a 1st down for Southwestern East Dubuque, but after the measurement, they're going to mark it a 1st down for the Cubans. So he got it. Wow, that is a huge Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty 1st down. And Cuba City keeps the drive alive. They are just outside the Bitech green zone. And when I say just, I mean about a half yard outside it at the 21, actually at the 20.5-yard line. 9:55 to play till halftime. 14-0 Cuba City, and the Cubans keep the drive alive. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Carter Rundy to the near side. It's Briggs Rundy, Ethan Griffin, and Trevor Vanata to the right. Back to pass. Rainbowing, near sideline, Carter Rundy, through his hands, Wally. Hudson Kieler had him in the end zone. He could not hang on.
No, that was pretty darn close, but you know what? There was legal contact that slowed him down, and that makes, so you got to give the D-back a little credit there.
Tough drop, though, by Carter Rundy. That was a pretty well-thrown ball by Hudson Kieler there.
Well, when you force the receiver to make cuts that he doesn't want to make.
Hudson Shepard checks in now for Rundy. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun again for Kieler, 2nd and 10. Again at the 21. Here comes a quick swing pass out of the backfield. It's incomplete, intended for Griffin. Sailed it over his head. So that'll set up 3rd and 10 here. And we'll see what Cuba City does now. It's back-to-back throws. you almost paint yourself into a corner having to throw it here, don't you?
You really do. Especially when you're looking at a 10-yard. You got to get here.
Carter Rundy comes in.
The good news is I'm looking at the radar. Looks like the rain's going to miss us.
I like it.
Just to the east of it, or west of us.
Split receivers, pistol formation. Back behind Kieler is Griffin. To his right, Rowe. Handoff to Griffin, running right, following Rowe, and he turns the corner, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Ethan Griffin from 21 yards out. That is a Northland Buildings touchdown. And just like that, Cuba City strikes on a huge 3rd and long. Just as I said, they've painted themselves into a corner and have to pass. Or not, Wally.
Well, and then they decide, no, we're not going to do that.
Yep. Guy Kopp knew better than me. Touchdown, Cuba City. They're up 20-0, and now the Point and Flush Gundog Sportsman's Club extra point is coming up next. Landon Bush to kick. Teasdale is the holder. And the snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-0. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque with 9:38 to play till halftime. We'll be back with more after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
For the past 70 years, Grant Regional Health Center has been more than a hospital. We've been your neighbors, your caregivers, your support in life's biggest moments. From welcoming new life to standing strong in times of need, we've grown with you because of you. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we remain committed to our communities and what matters most, exceptional local care for you. Grant Regional Health Center, celebrating 70 years of caring for our communities.
In Game 4.
Welcome back to Cuba City High School. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton, here in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Best seat in the house, 9:38 to play till halftime. Homecoming night. Cuba City having a night on homecoming. They're up 21-0. Here comes the ensuing kickoff, fielded at the 8 by Tierney. He's up to the 20, 25. And still grinding forward, gets across the 30 before he's finally hauled down by a host of Cubans at about the 31-yard line. Heck of a return. That last drive, Wally, a 14-play drive capped off by a 21-yard touchdown run by Ethan Griffin, and the extra point is good. And all of a sudden, Cuba City has a commanding 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, that dreaded third score. Got another, speaking of scores, got another score in on the shoebox scoreboard. Lancaster and River Valley at the end of one are tied at 14.
9:30 left here in the second quarter. Southwestern East Dubuque finds themselves down 21-0. And here comes a run play to the left by Wyatt Buddy, trying to turn the corner, and does for a few yards, picks up 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. I mean, that was basically, he was bulldog there.
Yeah,
they just grabbed a hold of him right by the shoulder pad, and down on the ground he went.
Looks like the defensive end, Carson Collins, makes a stop that time for the Cubans.
Well, there might be rodeo cowboys out there.
I've been watching a lot of Yellowstone lately. Speaking of the rodeo cowboys. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Wishbone double tights. Now they change formations here. 2 receivers left. Offset backs in the backfield. Here comes a quick handoff. Lucas Foley running right. Spins out of a tackle. Good hard run before he's finally pushed out of bounds by Braden Andrews. But he has well more than enough for a first down that time. Needed 7. Picks up, about 13, 14 yards on that run.
That was a good run. And, when he got to the sideline, he would have liked to have kept going down the sideline, but couldn't quite handle that.
Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for Southwestern East Dubuque. And they're up at their own 46 now, where it's 1st and 10. Splinter hands it off. Ball carrier Again, Tierney spins forward. Good hard run across midfield. Tackled near the 46, maybe 47-yard line of Cuba City. And that'll set up a second down and close to 3 coming up.
That was an excellent job running the football. He doesn't appear to be that flashy, but yet he gets the job done.
Yeah, some good hard running by Southwestern East Dubuque here. Putting together a decent drive now. This is their 4th play, second down and 3 coming up. Handoff this time to Buddy, running left, but he's roped down, talking rodeo style, by linebacker Jackson Dressler from Cuba City. And that's a no gain on the play, 3rd and 3 coming up.
That was just such a great job of making a tackle.
Yeah, wrapped him right around the waist, didn't he?
Yeah.
7:44 to play, second quarter, 21-0. Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque. It's homecoming night at Cuba City High School. And Splinter ducks in under center for the Warcats. Hands it off. It's Foley up the middle, just churning forward. Bradley Rowe eventually throws him backwards, but he gets across the 45 down to about the 44, maybe the 43 of Cuba City, which should be enough for a first down. So I think that will move the sticks. And it's a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Good job running the football, and just to keep your feet moving and get your body low.
Well, and again, if you're Southwestern East Dubuque, you just need to keep churning it and get those first downs, keep kind of putting one foot in front of the other. 7:15 to play till halftime, 21-0 Cuba City. Splinter under center, wishbone set, and a play action pass. Nope, it's going to be a keeper by Splinter, running around the right side, and he's escorted out of bounds across the 40, and we'll say he's out at the, looks like maybe the 39. So it picks up close to 4 yards on that run. The option run by Splinter.
The option was, I'm either going to trip and fall or I'm going to run. I think that's the option.
Yeah. I guess there really wasn't anybody to pitch it to, was there?
Well, he could think about it, but.
What do we have
wait a minute,
here?
now what are we throwing, a penalty?
Timeout? We have a timeout on the field.
I'm guessing, but.
Yeah. All right, well, that's what we'll go with, timeout. Let's thank some of our sponsors, Wally. And we couldn't do this without them. Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer. With a complete line of home heating products, keep your family comfortable. Call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Oh.
Yeah, there was some lightning that was back over here. It's not right here, but it was. If it's visible, the officials are instructed, you stop the game. That's the instructions that they are supposed to operate on.
Yes.
So they're following their rules.
That's right.
And again, that's one of the things, and I always like to comment on officials, but so far I have absolutely no problem with them. The one time they got together down there, it was a question because they saw a storm coming. They wanted to all be aware of, keep your eyes open because this could be something that's coming. So you just want to be careful about all that kind of a thing. But surprised a little bit here, but 21-0 at this point. I'm a little surprised. I expected this to stay closer than that, but all those turnovers at the beginning changed it.
Yeah. This is a bit of a surprise. So we have a weather delay. Apparently, some lightning was spotted. I'll admit I haven't seen any myself, but doesn't mean that there isn't some visible out there somewhere. And
apparently, there's another little change on the scoreboard, Shoebuck scoreboard. Platteville now leads Richland Center 7-2.
Okay.
So safety involved. And again, I'm looking at my radar and I can see it here, but come on here. It looks like we got all this going on over probably Georgetown, which is just a few miles west of here. Jamestown has got severe rain, and straight across from Benton there's a lot of rain, but it's west of here.
Yes.
But even so, if there's lightning doesn't strike necessarily straight down.
Right.
So We got to deal with that. Well, guess what I get to do tomorrow?
What do you get to do?
I get to go to UW-Platteville and see a game. We have the University of Wisconsin-Platteville playing Springfield College. And for those that are saying, where is Springfield College?
Springfield, Illinois?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
And
so we're talking a long ways away.
Well, they flew in today.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not driving that distance.
No, you don't want to be doing that. The interesting, Springfield College is something that if you're a major basketball fan, you know of Springfield College. That is where basketball was invented.
Yes.
That's where Naismith put up the peach baskets so they had something to do inside during bad weather. And while they started it, hey, down here in Cuba City, we know somebody who perfected the game as far as winning.
Yeah, that's right. Right, Jerry Pettigrew.
And although I give him credit for learning that when he was over at Gratiot.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, and we lost him, unfortunately, here just this last year. And everyone that knew him thought of him as a good guy and a friend. And I enjoyed spending time with him every chance I had. But the other thing that's interesting about Springfield College, they're Division III like Platteville is.
Okay.
The Division III National Championship game is the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl.
Yes, yes.
He was there. He was the coach at Springfield College.
Wow.
Which, again, not currently, obviously, because we're going back a lot of years.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long, long time ago. But I think, again, that's kind of an interesting little history sidelight of this. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow because for the Pioneers, it's going to be a little something different than they've seen in a while for a team because you don't see a lot of wide receivers. You know, they'll split one guy maybe. Once in a while, they'll do something a little different, but they are usually, maybe they'll split an end and then go double wing and run the ball. Run, 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 run.
All right. The Pioneers, you think they'll be up to the task?
Well, let's face it, we do have a local boy from over here. He's a Belmont graduate, but his address is Darlington.
Yep.
And let's face it, this kid is good. He's a defensive end. They're either going to always have to double him or go the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Platteville's got a pretty good defense. You found that out this year as they shut down what at that time was a number 22 ranked team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So defensively, Pioneers are pretty good.
Absolutely, and last week's win at University of Dubuque was pretty impressive.
Well, it ended up early in the game, it was kind of close, and then all of a sudden, Platteville's offense just took charge.
Yeah.
And that took care of that. And
I have to compliment. So you've, I'm sure, seen the pictures after that game and the celebratory because there's now a trophy, which is that's a nice trophy that they got there. You know, I love trophy games. We've seen a lot of those in, obviously the Big Ten with Paul Bunyan's axe between Minnesota, Wisconsin, and you got Floyd of Rosedale, of course, between Iowa and Wisconsin, and a lot of
the Heartland Trophy.
The Heartland Trophy, the Big Brown Jug,
Little Brown Jug.
Little Brown Jug, that's right. Well, after a storm like Delay, you need a big brown jug, but yes. But I love the bridge.
The Battle of the Bridge.
The Battle of the Bridge trophy. That's a nice trophy that they got there.
It's that trophy has been around for a while. It's been sitting down in the football office at UW-Platteville, and it's of course right now they also have another one that's sitting down there that's kind of a major one to a lot of people.
Yeah, and
they do have the giant pick.
Yes.
That is awarded to the winner of the UW-Platteville Whitewater game.
Yes, that's right.
And that's a nice one to see hanging on the wall down there.
Yeah, you love those trophy-type games, don't you?
You really do.
Springfield College, no trophy for that one. But, Well,
unless we make up one.
Unless we – a peach basket.
Well,
let's have a peach basket, right? Birthplace of basketball.
Well, that would only be if we're having at a basketball game.
Yeah,
Then we could do that as a deal. But the other thing I think that's interesting, and again going back to the basketball reference, that was Naismith who invented the game. Was there somebody who was coaching at Platteville that has won that award? The Naismith Award?
The Naismith
Could there
Award.
be someone? Could you think of anyone who could have won an award like that?
Do you know Bo? Does Bo know?
Bo knows. Bo knows
Bo
basketball.
Bo knows basketball.
And he knows what that award looks like.
Oh, okay.
So
he does know.
He does know.
Okay.
And that's very good. Again, that's a man that was deserving of some things like that too. A lot of national championships that came to Platteville from the basketball team, and the 90s were, well, let's face it, the basketball trophy belonged in Platteville.
Yeah, absolutely. Some fun times in the Ville back in the 1990s. So
well, it's still fun
and
times.
fun times now. Yeah,
I have a big compliment that I have for the Guard family between Jeff and Greg, and their Guard Against Cancer.
Oh yeah, they just had that this week.
Just had the event this week at UW Platteville, and if you looked at the pictures of it, you cannot believe the number of people who attended. It was a phenomenal attendance.
Their mom Connie is really kind of the central figure who spearheaded the whole thing and got it going, and she's in charge of the Iowa County Cancer Coalition, and it's such a great cause, and man, she's got to be proud of her two sons who have championed and taken over that cause as well.
You know, the one thing, and people talk about coaches and what they're like and all of this, but I have to offer a big compliment because you're looking at two basketball coaches there from the big city of Cobb, Wisconsin, who have had major success. Greg had major success playing at UW Platteville.
Yes.
As did Jeff. But the fact is they have had major success coaching. And I love it because they kind of have their own little competition. I'm giving Jeff more credit than Greg. But then again, the argument would be, well, you're in Division III, I'm in Division I. Yeah, but competition is competition.
Yep, exactly.
But they both have proven that they're not only quality coaches, but quality people. And you can't ask for more than that. But I'll throw the same thing out with the UW Platteville football program. And again, because I know coaches there. And again, the head coach, Ryan Munns, is another local small-town guy from the big city of Highland.
Yep.
And I jokingly say he left Highland and came to UW Platteville to play football, and he never left.
Nope.
And what followed him? Success.
Yes.
And because he was successful in Highland. But it has been very good working under other coaches. And it goes on and on and on. Emmendorfer just was a very fine coach, and he basically taught a lot of these guys a lot. And now it's under a different head, under Munzie, and they've done very, very well. And there's about, I think there's, and I could be wrong on this, I think there's 4 coaches in the UW Platteville football program that were players for UW Platteville.
Yes. I think you're right.
So, good for them.
Absolutely. Well, our score here, 21-0, Cuba City on top. We got 7 minutes to go till halftime. We are in a lightning delay, if you will. So just waiting for that to pass. Don't have any precipitation here at the present moment.
No, we had a few sprinkles
It's
earlier,
sticky.
but that's it.
It's humid, sticky. And I haven't honestly seen lightning, but I'm not saying that the officials were fibbing. I just haven't seen any.
No, it could have been over to the southwest.
Well,
of this.
our vantage point is off to the west. And, again, just looking off to the west, all I see is dark sky. But again, gotta trust the officials and what they see. We do have some scoring updates for you on the Shoebox scoreboard. This I don't like to see. St. Louis leads Milwaukee in baseball 2-0 in the second inning there. So still plenty of time to play for the Brew Crew. Brewers, of course, clinched the playoffs and haven't clinched the division yet, but they're
closing in.
Pretty close. Magic numbers getting down there. Richland Center leads Platteville 9-7. That's on the shoebox scoreboard in the second quarter there. And let's see. Last we checked, River Valley and Lancaster were tied at 14 after the first quarter, so haven't had an update on that one yet. I was going to see if we can bring up one of the other games just to kind of do a quick check-in. See if we can do that here.
I'll let you play with the phone on that. It's one of the things that was fun before the game to have East Dubuque principal Darren Sirianni to come up and talk with us a little bit. Darren and I coached together at Platteville for a short time. Yeah, he gives me credit for teaching him a lot. Yeah, go ahead, give me credit if you want, but you weren't exactly a dummy either.
Right.
But it's one of the things I guess I'll say I was fortunate enough to have a lot of good people. There was lightning I just saw over to the northwest.
Okay.
And that, take a look at my radar here quick. And let's see. And again, that one is further away. That's way back over on, probably over on 61. Over by Dickeyville. Yeah, maybe north of there.
Okay.
So, well, if the officials saw it, that means they start the clock on the storm delay.
All right, let's see if we can join one of our other games here in progress. Let's take a listen to this.
14 with a minute 45 to play in the first half. Back after this on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Like any business, success enduring
Looks like they're in commercial break right now, so we'll join that in just a second. That's the Lancaster River Valley game.
That's kind of interesting, especially when it was sitting at 14-14.
Yeah. Ed, did you hear what the score was?
The last I knew was 14-14.
Oh,
I didn't hear
okay.
a score now. Well, I'm going to...
Yeah, feeling a little cool air now coming in the press box here. Which I'm not going to lie, feels kind of nice. It is sticky out there tonight.
Take my glasses off so I can... There we go. I had a little something that decided to blow into my eye. And it's gone now.
All right, looks like all right, let's join our other Queen Bee radio station. This is 97.7 Country's coverage of the Lancaster River Valley game. Again, over on 97.7 Country. Let's join Tyler Dictanis.
It's a squib kick down, and it will be fielded at the 31-yard line, and the carrier brings it across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. And River Valley will set up shop with one timeout remaining in their back pocket, trailing 20-14. Minute 41 to play until halftime.
They have one timeout. They're on their side of the field. That was a very short gain for a return on the kickoff, maybe 3 yards. But we saw them before, the quick strike on that 64-yard pass, so Lancaster's got to be ready.
Two receivers out to the right side of the formation. That's number 9, Keegan Heiser, and number 13, Aiden Hill. The running back, Ty Larson, to the right side of Lucas Klein out of the shotgun. Klein fakes it to the wingback, Plumley, and he's going to keep it. Shakes away from one defender, but can't wrestle away for the second as he is tackled down at about the 42-yard line. Dane Kaufman on the tackle for Lancaster, and the ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line, and the Blackhawks go to the line quickly. Gain of 6 on the play. Lucas Klein with the snap, quick pass to the far side, and it is going to be incomplete, just short of Aiden Hill. As the far side official says it was incomplete, Aiden Hill thought it was a completed pass. But the clock is stopped with a minute 15 to play in the second quarter, and it will be 3rd and 5 coming up for River Valley.
Yeah, even if he caught it, he probably would have got a yard. He was ready on the ground so he couldn't get up and run.
Well, spotted at the 42-yard line, near side hash mark, 2 receivers out to the left. That's Heiser and Hill in the slot. Ty Larson to the left side of quarterback Klein. Klein gave to the back, and now to the wing back, that's Plumley, and Plumley is stood up short of the first down marker, and Lancaster spends a timeout with 1:04 to go. And now the Arrows with 1 timeout, and looks like River Valley will punt this one away. We'll see what they line up with. But.
Yeah, I would be, I mean, yes, the smart move is to punt it away, but you got 4th and about a yard. Line up like you're going to run it. Try to draw them out of size. If you don't, take the penalty and then punt it.
Yeah, we'll see what River Valley decides to do. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining with 1:04 to play in the second quarter. 20-14, Lancaster on top of the Blackhawks. Our game today brought to you by Pink's Automotive in Lancaster and Good News Garage in Platteville. And certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. And by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Once we get to halftime, we'll bring you the McNutt Electric halftime report. We'll also get you the Millie's Diner halftime fix. There's still some business to take care of here in the final 1:04 until halftime. Again, Lancaster 20, River Valley 14. Nose of the football touching the 45-yard line right in the middle of the field. It will be 4th and 2 for the Blackhawks as they come from their sideline to line up, and it looks like Lucas Klein will start out of the shotgun, look to see what Lancaster does, and a Pink's penalty flag. Someone got a head start.
Yeah, it's going to be a legal procedure on Valley, so now I would assume that they'll punt.
So a crucial Pink's penalty for River Valley. That's really the first major penalty they've had that's caused them to lose yardage. They had the offsetting penalty that wiped away a big run there by Aiden Hill earlier in the game, but since that penalty was offsetting, they didn't really lose anything.
Nope, but that's actually their second but first penalty that counts.
So 4th and about 6 now. And the Blackhawks do show punt. Lucas Klein keeps the punt away, and Lucas Weber set to return. And now another timeout. And River Valley spends their final timeout here.
If I was Lancaster, I'd be worried about a fake, especially with those wingbacks streaking down the field. You better pay attention to them. That would be an easy catch for them.
Football today brought to you by Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. All right, the dental office located in Lancaster, Wisconsin. The dental office is a trusted name for high-quality family dental care, proud to be the preferred provider of dentistry in Lancaster. West End Salvage of Lancaster, see Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster and my Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. 1:04 to go until halftime. 4th and 6 for River Valley. After the Pink's penalty moved the MAC 5 yards. Lucas Weber back deep to return for the Arrows as Klein sets the punt away. He's standing at his own 25, and Lucas Weber calls fair catch and will catch it at the 27-yard line.
Well, Lancaster's got one timeout yet, 58 seconds, but a long ways to go. But doesn't hurt to try a couple pass plays, maybe a trickery like we seen a couple weeks ago against Belleville.
Yep, the first play of offense actually for Lancaster on the season. They went with a double reverse and a flea flicker that got Aiden Wilson his first receiving touchdown of the year, as the Arrows come out with 3 receivers out to the left side as the rain starts to come down here at Lancaster. Again, 3 receivers left, and a pistol look as Toy Reyes driving back to pass, looking to the near side, throws it, and he is hit down below. Pass going to fall incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 53.5 seconds remaining until halftime.
Oh, as they say, raindrops keep falling.
Coach Scott tells it with the karaoke tonight, folks.
Yeah, that's about it, too. I ain't going to go any further.
If you had that on your bingo card, put that down. As, wow, the rain has really started to pick up here. 2nd and 10, 3 receivers out to the left side, and a give inside to Nolan Hankey, and Hankey with some room across the 40-yard line, still on his feet, at the 50, near sideline 40, still on his feet, shakes away for one defender, and is still on his feet, short of the 20-yard line, and I believe Lancaster will spend the timeout here. Clock is stopped with 41 seconds, so the Sticks can get down there, and maybe the Arrows trying to get to the line of scrimmage quickly. They down the football at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock continues to run. Quick pass, far side, and a sliding catch made by Aiden Wilson, and now Lancaster spends that final timeout here as Coach Rollin with some frustration as the track surface a little slippery now with the rain that we just had.
Yeah, as quick as it started, it pretty much is now gone.
29.5 seconds left. Both teams without a timeout now. Arrows have time to do stuff, but they have to get to the sideline if they can't get it in the end zone. There's a gain of 1 in the last play as the football's at the 22-yard line.
And Ragus picked up almost 50 yards in that last carry.
2 receivers out to the left side. Raggets under center. Nolan Hankey in a 3-point stance. Raggets dressed back to pass, rolls left, now out to the right, takes penalty flag in the backfield as Raggets taking off. Gets out of bounds, and more takes penalty flags all over the place coming in from the secondary.
Okay, we are going to have holding against Lancaster, and we're probably going to end up picking up a penalty against Ravalli. I'm assuming it's going to be face mask. So it'll offset. We'll redo everything over again.
21.2 seconds left on the clock.
Horse collar, personal foul. They get wiped out.
So offsetting penalties will replay the down, 2nd and 9 from the 22-yard line.
As they say, nothing gained, nothing lost, but at this case, they lost seconds on the clock because of that.
2 receivers to the right side, that's Wilson and Kaufman. Lucas Weber, the receiver, out to the left side of the formation. Raggets under center. Raggets with the snap, fakes to Hankey, dropping back to pass. There's a pass to the near side, looking for Hankey on a wheel route, and the pass is broken up, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Caden Plumley of River Valley, breaking that pass up. And it will be 3rd down for Lancaster with 14.4 seconds left. Lancaster leading 20-14. Trying to add another quick score before the halftime break. Both teams with no timeouts remaining. As the Arrows break the huddle. Wilson, Kaufman, and Weber out to the left side of the formation. Raggets dropping back to pass. Looking left, fires over the middle, looking for Wilson, in and out of his hands, incomplete, and a big hit late. No penalty flag thrown, and it will be 4th down for Lancaster with 10 seconds left. Looks like the pass might have been just a hair behind Wilson in the end zone.
It was there, catchable, but it was a little high. If he would have brought it down, he probably could have caught it. He had to go up for it, and he took a pretty good hit with that.
Yeah, mostly he took a hit right to the spine. But it's 4th and 8 for Lancaster at the 22 with 10 seconds left until halftime. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Rangus with the snap, rolling left. He's in trouble. Gets away from 2 defenders, still on his feet, looking downfield. Fires the pass, and just out of the hands of Lucas Weber on his knees in the end zone. And now 0.9 seconds left. It's 1st down for River Valley on the turnover on downs. And boy, that was real close to being 6.
Yes, it was. Good scramble, the ability to hang on.
I couldn't tell looking live. I thought maybe Dane Kaufman actually deflected the pass intended for Weber, and it was the deflection that potentially knocked it out of Weber's reach in the end zone.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see.
And River Valley will come to the line of scrimmage. I think they'll just take a knee, and we will go to halftime. And there is the knee, and that is the end of the first half. Through 1 half of play, Lancaster leads River Valley 20-14 in SWC conference action here in week number 5. Coming up next, the McNett Electric halftime report. We'll check in on the shoebox scoreboard, and Coach Scott Tolson and I will give you the Millie's Diner halftime fix for both teams as we get ready for the second half. Again, 20-14, Lancaster leads River Valley. Our McNett Electric half.
All right, that is the latest update on the Lancaster River Valley ball game. That one airing live over on 97.7 Country WGLR. Our score here in Cuba City tonight is 21-0. The Cubans on top of the Southwestern East Dubuque Warcats. And still 7 minutes and change to go until halftime. We're just in a holding pattern, aren't we, Wally?
We are. I'm sitting here looking at scores around the state.
Yeah.
I got to mention this one just because.
Hey, we've got all the time in the world, so you mention everything you want to mention.
Kind of fun. It's the Tomahawk Hatchets.
Okay.
They are playing the Rhinelander Hodags.
Oh,
and at halftime, the Hatchets are chopping up the Hodags 35-7.
All right.
So that's something I found. I've got Dodgeville and Prairie du Chien in the first quarter. They were tied at 7.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of 0-0 scores because it's early. New Glarus was leading Broadhead in the first quarter 14-0.
Okay.
Trying to stay away from scores that are forever away unless they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Whitewater and Monroe are 0, and Fall Creek, Neilsville, 19-0 Fall Creek. I'm not going to worry about a Milwaukee school. Some of these are ones that they almost, I hate to say it, but their teams are so bad. Both of them, I really don't want to say the score.
Okay.
But Pittsville and Edgar are 0-0. That was back in the first quarter.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not getting anything else here. Back then, in the first quarter, it was River Ridge and Riverdale, nothing, but I would be shocked if that was anywhere near the score right now. Yeah.
Well, the cheerleaders are having fun for Southwestern East Dubuque.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, getting some practice in, it looks like.
Yeah, the Owls lead the Knights.
Oh, okay.
28-21. Those are the Slinger Owls and the Nicollet Knights.
All right.
Yeah. This is a major battle game.
Yeah.
Two teams that don't like each other.
Okay.
Toma and Sparta.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still at 0.
Yeah. Yeah, is it I-90 that runs through Toma and Sparta?
And I'd love to see this score, but it's not here. There's nothing here yet. Mount Horeb, Barneveld, and Stoughton.
Okay.
A couple that are always interesting. Or another one. It's Viroqua and Westby are playing tonight.
Ooh, that's a rivalry.
Yeah, that's the Battle of the Uftaban. For those that don't know, the Uftaban is a four-lane between the
road,
towns.
Yes. I've driven it many a time.
Oh, as have I.
Is that who gave it that name, the Uftaban?
I don't know, but I love it.
I love it, too.
Well, speaking of that, we did come up with a nice name for Potosi Castle because they don't have a nickname.
Yes, we did.
And no one has said anything different. No one has come up with anything. I still think they should be called the Pike.
The Pike.
Because Zebulon Pike was in both communities.
Yeah.
The pike is a vicious fish in the river.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, you could make, his big teeth, kind of fearsome looking.
The drawing
fearsome
would be cool.
looking. Yeah, exactly.
But on the other hand, I don't think they'd buy into it.
Yeah.
But why not?
I like it.
It's better than the nothings.
Yeah. I'm in favor.
I should have said something to Mark Siegert when I saw him last time. I failed to do that. Hartford is playing West Bend West. That's 14-13 at half with the Orioles of Hartford taking the lead. Arcadia West Salem, and that's at 0-0, but I guarantee that's not 0-0.
No.
Now, West Salem is a little better than Arcadia this year.
We actually, I was looking through the entries for the Big Beef Blitz. We gave away 35 pounds of beef. It's what's for dinner.
Well, that was what's for dinner.
Yeah. We gave it away to a local high school to feed their student athletes, and we had nominations. You can nominate your favorite high school, and the winning high school, Boscobel. So Boscobel going to get 35 pounds of beef, Wally.
So we know who's got the beef.
We do know who's got the beef, but I was looking at the entries. We had almost 100 entries, 97 total entries, and a few of the ones that stuck out just because they were a little outside our traditional listening area. West Salem, we had a vote for West Salem High School, and we had a vote for Oregon High School, which of course is just outside of Madison. So
see, now I would have given, if I would have done it and not worried about being out of the area.
Yeah.
I have two different places that I would have thought about my vote.
Yeah.
The Decorah Vikings.
Okay.
Who are undefeated over in Iowa and ranked.
Yeah.
Or the Fillmore Central Falcons. No, not Falcons, the Timberwolves. It's another one I could have gone with. Or no, there are the Falcons. What am I thinking? I would have given a vote for them. They were also undefeated and ranked up in Minnesota. So, I mean, I wasn't going to give it to some other who knows what team.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with good ones.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And speaking of Iowa high school football, now I know the Hempstead Mustangs have a pretty good football team this year.
See, Decorah played Wahlert last week.
Oh, did they? Okay,
And
the Golden Eagles.
They beat the Golden Eagles 17-14 in overtime.
All right.
So, yes, obviously.
Heck of a game.
That means that Decorah does have a kicker.
And Wahlert won the state championship in Iowa last year in high school football. So, that's a big win.
Decorah went, they're in different divisions, too.
Yeah.
And Decorah went, they were one game short of playing in the Dome. They lost to North Scott, which, again, is down by Quad Cities. That's not a little school.
Yeah, one of the running backs for Dubuque Hempstead was a former hockey teammate of my daughter's. They played hockey when they both started when they were 8 years old playing hockey. And he's transitioned to be an absolute monster football player. And last week for Hempstead, he broke 2 Hempstead records and tied another. Here were his rushing stats in one game. 340 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns, both school records, in the Mustangs' 42-32 win over Waterloo West. That was played in the Unidome in Cedar Falls.
That's cool. You get to play there.
Yeah. He carried the ball 28 times, averaged 12.1 yards per rush. Jaden Montgomery is his name. He was my daughter Camden's goalie in youth hockey growing up, and now a stud running back for Dubuque Hempstead.
Well, you have to be able to move your feet if you're in the nets.
Yes, you do.
Well, you know, I think of old stories about Dubuque Hempstead. I won't talk about the notorious thing that happened when it was a Coach Timmerman. I won't even talk about that one because that one was bad. He got in big trouble for his golden eagle that he brought out on the practice field. It wasn't truly a golden eagle, but
I should mention this. He plays defense as well and had 5.5 tackles, 5 solo, 2.5 tackles for loss, and a sack. Along with
linebacker would be my guess.
Along with 340 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. So,
yeah, it's quite an athlete.
Yeah, Jaden Montgomery.
So I wonder what he's looking for. He'd be a senior?
He's a senior.
I wonder what he's looking forward to in the future.
Well, I talked to his dad, and I don't know if I can at liberty to say, but fingers crossed that he's got some good opportunities coming up. Let's put it that way. So
I would say if he's that good, he's looking at the possibility of a Division I offer.
Again,
if that doesn't happen, I know a school around here that could use a good ball player.
That's right. I know one too, but yeah, I don't know that I'm at liberty to say.
No, that's
I
fine.
have been told some things in confidence, but
and then you don't share those.
Yeah. So, but heck of an athlete and a really good family, and a lot of good football players around here, all throughout the tri-state area, isn't there?
Well, that's one of the things that I guess I've noted as you look around the area, and you just even some of the colleges in the area. I mean, UW-Platteville is loaded with kids from, and I'm going to say from the area, because with all the small schools around us, you would say, oh, what have they got, 5, maybe 6 kids? No, it's closer to 10 or 12.
Right.
And they're players. That's just, they're not just, practice players. They're really players. Lacrosse has done a good job with that over the years. But yet I turn around and I look at some other small colleges that seem to think you need to go to Texas and Florida and all that to find players, and yet they are here.
Yes.
It is my big thing, and it's why I love one of the things that was under the tutelage of Barry Alvarez. And the concept of we're going to build a wall around the state, and we want every quality football player from Wisconsin to play at Wisconsin.
Yes.
And he and guys that coached after him were very successful with that.
Yep.
Bielema did that.
Yep.
And so did Paul Christ.
Yeah, look what Bielema's doing down in Illinois.
Well, he's got Illinois kids, too.
Yeah.
But it's something that he learned. He had other issues that got him out of Wisconsin, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
But I look at it and I just say, sometimes, and this is all opinion, it certainly isn't gospel, but sometimes people look beyond what's realistic. Do I realistically think you're going to find Loras, to use it as an example, that they're going to be a championship team within the next 3 years? Realistically, no.
Right.
I'm not going to say it isn't possible, but realistically, they've got some good kids and good students that are athletes right now, but as a team, they're not excelling on the field. UD has been excelling a lot more than that. In fact, I believe that's they play each other tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that'll be a big game. And I don't know if that's at the Rock Bowl or
if it's at UD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure. That's where Decorah played Wallert, was down at the Loras.
Oh yeah, at the Rock Bowl. Yeah.
The Rock Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other schools around here that really are. I mean, Platteville has a heck of a shot at doing something. It's just,
Yeah, and they have a 21-9 lead over Richland Center at the half. So
Way to go, Hillman.
that's,
Looking around, and I'm going to pick on college right now. And I guess it's the same thing is true really with high school.
Yeah.
People sometimes don't understand. Well, you were able to beat them. How come you can't beat them? Because they beat them, so you should too. And you can't do that. You can't make those kind of comparisons.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's how you match up. Do you have the players that can match up against what that team does? It's why this game with Platteville playing Springfield College will be interesting. Platteville has played two good teams that are more traditional what we see in college ball today, where they throw the ball as much as they run the ball, if not more. And Platteville has done very well against them.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, it's a team that does something entirely different.
Yeah.
They are a
totally different look.
Totally different look. And how will they respond to that? If they respond the way I think they will, well, then they're going to be victorious. But at the same token, you can't be sure about that.
It is
really
interesting, isn't it?
It really is. And as I take a look at what happens in this southwest corner, just because, and we'll just go back here and say, Cuba City beat Mineral Point 49-21 last week. And you look at who's beaten Cuba City so far this year. Does that mean they're going to beat Mineral Point? Not necessarily.
Right.
Because, again, it's the matchups.
Yes.
And that has to be kept in mind.
Also, when you play a team.
Exactly. That makes a big difference as well. And, I'm going to pick on Cuba City right now. From the first game this year when they played Potosi to how they're playing right now tonight, it's not the same team.
No.
Not anywhere close.
Mm-mm.
This team right now is playing much better than they did then. It has nothing to do with the opponent. It's just they themselves have improved this much.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't...
Yeah, some of those underclassmen who didn't get a lot of playing time last year finally have some games under their belt now.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a difference.
Yes, it does. And you're getting to a point now, if you've got a sophomore that's starting, and everyone says, well, they're a sophomore, they're inexperienced, all that.
Yeah. Frankie Welp is an example.
They're not sophomores anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, they are experienced players.
Yep.
So that's a whole different story. By now, a lot of your juniors, you would hope would be playing like they're seniors.
Yeah, Bradley Rowe, great example.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that you hope that you're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
And you look around at some of this kind of stuff, and even if you go to year, who was New Glarus last year? They were a team that was able to play ball, but how good were they? They were just okay. And now this year, here they are leading the conference. So, I mean, it's really kind of interesting how that all works out. And again, I take a look at some of the other things. I think that's a big change this year in this area are all the new coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few, and I didn't bring that list with me.
Right.
I could have now.
Yeah.
But I suppose we could throw out a couple of other things while we're here that's happening. There are a number of rule changes that took place this year.
Okay.
Fumbling the football and having it go out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, if you fumbled the ball here on the 40-yard line and the ball went out of bounds on the 45,
mm-hmm.
the ball was spotted at the 45-yard line. Not anymore. Now it's spotted where the fumble occurred.
Oh, so you don't get additional yardage.
You're not getting the additional yardage on dropping the ball.
Sure.
Let's face it. It would be to your advantage to fumble the ball out of bounds further ahead of you.
Exactly.
Could gain a first down or whatever. You couldn't gain a touchdown.
Yeah.
But you could have gained a first down. Another thing, and we know that not so much in D3, but it does happen in D3 as well, but in college ball as well as in the pros, how does a quarterback know what play to call? Electronic devices in their helmet. They're talking to the coaches on the sidelines.
Yeah.
The rules in high school now in Wisconsin are no.
Okay.
You cannot wear audio-video recording devices at all. So that's a change. The other thing that's a change, and this one is, some people would say, why would you put that as a rule? We know that everyone is supposed to have a mouth guard, and it's supposed to be in your mouth when you're during a play.
Yes.
But a lot of mouth guards have all kinds of fancy stuff that sticks outside of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is what could you have hanging out from that? And basically, the only thing that you're allowed to have hanging from a mouth guard is something that's functional.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a strap to hold it onto your face mask.
Right.
That's functional, and that's allowed. But just having something that's sticking out there that kind of flops in the breeze, and that's all it can do. No, you can't do that anymore. That's wrong. What else? There's the sleeve rule in works that is going to come up, and that's to align with current glove rules. And the gloves, are only allowed to be certain things about them and so on.
Yeah.
You now have to have pants that cover your knees.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because you see a lot of players, particularly in college and pros, they don't have anything over their knees.
Right.
They pants end right below the thigh pad. So there's a couple of other changes along those kinds of things as well. One of the things that changed a while ago had to do with the jerseys themselves.
Okay.
And we appreciate the rule change because there was a time when you had uniforms that you couldn't read the numbers on because of their colors.
Yes.
And I remember
dark on dark.
Oh, well, a good example.
Light on light.
The good example I have on that was a game that I did with Mark Evenstead up in Arcadia.
Mm-hmm.
Arcadia had this dark red jersey.
Yes.
And a black number.
Oh.
Can't read them. And you can't do that anymore, thank heavens.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that one gone. I guess we got people coming back now, so we'll be ready to get the game going here pretty soon, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're honoring
parents.
Parents, at homecoming here. Let's, you know what? We still are in a holding pattern. Let's see if we can join the Platteville-Richland Center game for just a bit and see what's going on there.
Yeah, because that should be going again by now.
I would think Steve Prestigard has the call on that one up at Richland Center. So as soon as we can bring that up here, we'll share bonus coverage. Our score here, 21-0. Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque. Still 7 minutes left in the first half when they stopped play due to lightning.
Coming down on the track.
And
so the coaches at that time, unfortunately, head coach Bob Summers passed away.
See if we can get that up.
But he was the head coach at that time. I think some of the Summers
In Dubuque, life doesn't stop after your vehicle has an accident. Abra Auto Body will help with the repairs and the insurance claim. Abra Auto Body, a division of Anderson Weber Toyota, when you're ready.
Tonight, for a quality Northland building built up for Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. Platteville takes over at the 35, 1st and 10 with a 21-9 lead going left to right first in the third quarter. Quick swing pass around the right side, and that will be Tyler Sass. Actually, it looked like a pass, but he was running around the right side, and a big early gain to the 44.
Yeah, picked up 9 on the toss. Someone did a good job of sealing off the edge. And Sass with a 9-yard gain.
Second and 1 now, Sass goes in motion. And a quarterback draw for Dickman gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down easily up to midfield.
Picked up 5. Haven't seen Dickman run it much tonight. Really hasn't had to. They haven't run a lot of plays with the efficiency of the offense, and B, Sass and Ryder and Blevins have had the big hits.
First down, Sass up the middle to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 40, to the 10, to the end zone.
50 yards on the run. Sass's third touchdown of the night. 11 carries now, 97 yards, stepped out of a tackle attempt by a Richland Center Hornet player. Streaked down the sideline, and the Hillmen double up as they get the score, Steve, as we mentioned, right before the half. And that's a 3-play drive?
3 plays, 65 yards.
Yeah, it took exactly 54 seconds.
For the Northland Buildings touchdown, now the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. And talk about, that safety and then the following touchdown gave Richland Center the lead. It has been all Platteville since that.
Yeah, it has. You're right. They really responded and have stretched this out now to a 3-score lead.
Tyler Sass for the extra point.
I think he missed that one, yeah.
And that is no good, so it is Platteville 27. Richland Center 9, 54 seconds into the third quarter. We'll be back after this on X107.
All right, so that's the update on the game over on Extreme 107.1. Platteville kind of taking a commanding lead there in Richland Center.
Yeah, it sounds like it. What was that, 27-9?
27-9, yeah.
So that's getting significant now at that particular point. They just announced a lot of former coaches here at Cuba City Schools. Got a charge out of one of them was my former neighbor who played at UW Platteville, and he was from the big city of Leona, Iowa. In case you don't know that, that's up by Monona. For those that don't know that, that's on Highway 18, just west of Prairie du Chien, up on the hill. But Joel's a good guy, pretty good ball player for UW Platteville as a defensive back. Sue Frondorf did some football as coaching, but he really was basketball for the most part. A lot of years there. Gene Schultz. But
all right. Well, we're still in a holding pattern here as they're doing some of their homecoming halftime festivities now, which is good. Maybe that means when we can resume play. Looks like Carey Lawson here, just giving some instructions.
Well, she gives us instructions every time we're here.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to do halftime homecoming coming up here in a bit. So, again, the score 21-0. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque.
We're also going to do our homecoming halftime activities right now as we're waiting.
Well, while they're doing the halftime activities, let's see if we can join the Lancaster game. Lancaster playing River Valley over on 97.7 Country, WGLR. Tyler Dictanis calling that one. So let's see if we can't bring that one up and see. Boy, it's
just skirting to the west of us, but we just get to see the little lightning, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, did get an update here. River Ridge is leading Riverdale 30-0. 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter there.
Okay, our homecoming,
so just an update on that one.
Then our freshman representatives were Lola Dressler and Owen Andrews. Our sophomore
all right, let's see if we can send it over to 97.7 Country for an update on the Lancaster River Valley broadcast now.
They brought it out to the Lancaster 38 and then tack on 15 for the personal foul. And the football will be down at the 26-yard line.
Great field position for Valley. And a big-time break. They score here. At an extra point, they can take the lead.
As a lone receiver out to the left side, Aiden Hill to the right. And end around to Plumley, and Plumley escapes one defender and now has an open seam in the middle of the field to the 10, to the end zone. Touchdown, Blackhawks.
Lancaster had him dead to right. The defender had his jersey, but none of his teammates came in to help him, and he broke away and ended up scampering at 26 yards for a touchdown.
First rushing touchdown for Plumley, his second touchdown of the game. Fifth rushing touchdown on the year, and we are tied at 20 with Ron Osborne set to kick the PAT. A Northland Buildings touchdown, and now we'll see if Osborne can convert the point and flush. Sportsman's Club extra point. Snap is down, kick is up and through the uprights, and good. So a fumble by Nolan Hickey and a River Valley recovery sets up a 26-yard touchdown run for Caden Plumley of River Valley, and the Blackhawks now take a 1-point lead with 9:04 to play in the third quarter.
Now, after all the points are tallied from all events,
our
in
game
fourth
tonight
place, the class
is
of
brought to you
2029, the freshmen. In third place, the class of
by Northland Buildings for quality Northland Building, built tough in the Northland. Contact Joe Ryder, Yellow Claw expert in quality Northland post frame and buildings. And by Anderson Weber Toyota to be a part of our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota when you are ready. Our main three convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin to support our community events. Player Bank, when they say we can do that, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Tyler Dictanis and Scott Tolzien with you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth at Lancaster High School. 9:04 to play in the third quarter. River Valley now leading 21-20 on the Lancaster Flying Arrows in week 5 of the high school football season, week number 3 of conference play.
All of the classes.
And we've seen some lightning flashes in the area, but the officials deciding that the lightning's far enough away that we can continue play as Ron Osborne has the ball teed up for River Valley, and Lucas Weber and Nolan Hickey back deep to return. Hickey will field this one at the 9. Hickey brings it out across the 20, middle of the field, has a nice seam, and closes quickly as he gets tackled at about the 34-yard line, and a Pink's penalty flag coming in, and it's a hold against Lancaster.
Block in the back is going to take him back after a nice return.
So it was a block in the back initially. It looked like it was a holding call. The Arrows have the football, and it will be inside the 20-yard line at the 18. With 8:57 to play in the third quarter.
Big series here. How is Lancaster going to react after fumbling the ball and Valley scoring?
And now the lightning strike's starting to get a little bit closer as the crowd started to react to the lightning a little bit.
To me, it's far off away.
Not sure how visible it is on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, but certainly lightning around here. And Wilson, the receiver, to the right side of the formation. Toy Raggett's under center. And Raggett's going to pitch it out to Hankey on 1st and 10. Hankey with some room on the far side. Gets close to the first down marker and gets tackled at the ankles, and it looks like it is enough to move the sticks.
Yeah, he's going to pick up 11 on that.
A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 29-yard line. Aiden 11 on the play. And Aiden Wilson, the receiver, out to the left side of the formation as the Arrows break the huddle. 8.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 21-20. River Valley on top of Lancaster. Raggett's with the snap. And he's going to keep it, trying to bounce it to the left side. Has a blocker, gets across the 40-yard line, and wrestled down at about the 42.
He's going to pick up almost 12 on that one. Another first down.
As you said, Lancaster's been able to move the ball very well on the ground. It's just been some key penalties that have disrupted their momentum, and then we saw the fumble by Nolan Hankey earlier that set up the last touchdown that River Valley had.
Yep. And Hankey was just trying to get more yards, kept his feet moving and trying to work, and by that they were able to strip the ball. Sometimes it's better off just to go down.
Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for Lancaster at the 42-yard line. Fake to Hankey, and Raggett's losing his footing in the backfield. He'll go down for a Subs.com sack, loss of 2 to the 40-yard line.
I think that was the first time I saw streak within the Lightning. It'll be soon. We'll have a delay here.
Yeah, but if we do have a lightning delay, we'll see if we can bring you bonus coverage of Platteville and Richland Center over on X1071. One receiver out to the left side of the formation as Regas with the snap. Another give inside to Hankey. Nice cut at the line of scrimmage, but a nice ankle tackle by River Valley. The last person there to make the tackle, Adam Mayers, just able to trip up Hankey just enough, and Hankey will get to the 50-yard line.
Third and short.
The third and about 3 with 6:47. Clock continuing to run.
The quick hitting dives have been working well for him. And the outside run.
There he gets with the snap, fakes it to Hankey, bounces it to the left side, has the first down, still on his feet, and it gets wrestled down across the 45-yard line in River Valley territory. And a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for Lancaster, and they will spot the football at the 44-yard line.
Yep, he faked the dive. Valley bit on it and closed in the middle, and he took it to the outside. He got 5 yards in the first down.
.6:15 and counting in the third quarter, 21-20. River Valley on top of Lancaster. Regas under center. One receiver out to the left, 2 tight ends on the left side as well. And Regas will keep the football after faking to Hankey, and he gets a couple yards on the play. Brings it out to about the 42. Call it a gain of 3. Game tonight brought to you by Herbst's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herbst's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herbst's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herbst's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. And Wilson wide to the right side of the formation. By Raggets will duck under center. Raggets with the snap. Going to pitch it out to Hankey on the right side. Hankey with an angle. Spins away from one defender, still on his feet. Has the first down and gets wrestled down at the 30-yard line. Gain of about 13 yards on the play for Nolan Hankey, and another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. The arrows are on the march. Closing in on 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Russell Office is here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. Regas with the sack, quick pass near side, out of the hands and incomplete of Aiden Wilson. Pass just a bit behind him. But an incomplete pass, ball hits the turf, and it will be second down and 10 for Lancaster at the River Valley 30-yard line, 4:50 to play in the third quarter. Lancaster trailing by 1.
I could just hear my one of my assistants in my ear, run the ball.
Those are just the kind of plays, especially at this point in the season, that just kind of drive a coach nuts, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Second and 10 for the Arrows. Aiden Wilson now to the left side of the formation. Regas gets inside to Hankey. Hankey across the 30 to the 25, and a gain of 5 for Hankey on play number 8 of the drive. Play number 9 coming up, 3rd and 5 for Lancaster as we close in on 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
2 down territory here. So they got 2 downs to make 5 yards. Just don't shoot themselves in the foot here.
And Wilson to the left side again as Hankey ducks, or in a 3-point stance behind Toy Raggets. Raggets gives inside to Hankey, and Hankey is swallowed up in the backfield. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, if anything, as big number 65, Austin Mayers, in on the tackle, and now it's 4th down for Lancaster. Ball just inside the 25-yard line to the 24.
Hard count. I would go back to that pitch to the outside play. That seems to be getting them the most yardage.
4th and 4. Aiden Wilson, the lone receiver, out to the right side. Rangett's going to keep it, trying to find some room on the outside, and he's not going to get there. And a turnover on downs for Lancaster. River Valley will take possession with 3:31 to play in the third quarter, leading 21-20.
You had to play. They ran that option to the outside, but this time the defensive end for River Valley split Raggets and Hankey, so Hankey wasn't able to get the pitch, so Raggets had to hang on to it and only gained about 3 yards.
And the football is at the 23-yard line, we'll call it. On the far side of the field, as we see it from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, River Valley working from left to right. One receiver wide to the left side of the formation. Another shotgun look for River Valley as there's 3 receivers to the right side, but they give to the back. Ty Larson, and Larson still on his feet across the 30 to the 35-yard line. More than enough for Sullivan Auctioneers. Big Iron Realty first down. Gain of 12 on the play. Should have called it 13 as he got it to about the 36-yard line. Game today brought to you by Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists. The pros at Brian's gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. River Valley 21, Lancaster 20. Keegan Heiser, the lone receiver, out to the left side. 3 receivers stacked tight to the right side. And with the snap and another end around to Plumley, and Plumley escaped one defender. Nearly a horse collar on Lancaster, but Plumley tackled behind the line. And it will be second down at about 12 after a loss of yardage on the play. Ball at the 34-yard line. WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. There's still some lightning in the area, as we've seen, but looks like it's starting to go around us, and officials don't see the need to stop it quite yet. The receiver stacked to the right side of the formation again. One receiver outside to the left. But they give to the back, Ty Larson, and Larson gets tackled from behind at the 40-yard line after a nice gain of about 6 yards there. Sets up third and about 7 to go. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Game also brought to you by Brickler Insurance Group. For all of your insurance needs, see Steve Lindusky at Brickler Insurance in Fenimore. Brickler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. 90 seconds until the end of the third quarter. 21-20. River Valley on top of Lancaster. It is third and about 7 at the 40-yard line. Blackhawks break the huddle. 3 receivers stacked tight to the right side of the formation. 1 receiver wide to the left. Lucas Klein on the shotgun. Ty Larson to the left of Klein, and Klein fires a pass downfield. Open receiver, and it is caught by Heiser at the 30-yard line, and it gets dragged down from behind at the 20-yard line. A stop in the Vitek green zone, and looks like Heiser's a little slow to get up. That was kind of an awkward-looking tackle on the far side of the field.
Now they're going to call it.
And it looks like we do have a lightning delay here in Lancaster, as Heiser will be tended to on the River Valley sideline, and Lancaster going off the field.
All right, so while they have a lightning delay in Lancaster, both of our teams are now, fingers crossed, back out on the field, Wally.
Well, let's hopefully we get going here, and then no more lightning. That'll be good. I do have a bunch of scores from around the state.
Okay.
We're in the third quarter in Viroqua, and Westby is leading Viroqua 30-6. And we got Wrightstown leading Two Rivers. There's a 4-foot there. And there's a cancellation. I'm just trying to go through as much as I can. We don't care about Mishicot. Or, well, if you're interested, Mayville beat Campbellsport 24-0.
Okay.
I'm slowly as I turn through it. Fox Valley and Freedom. That would be Fox Valley leading in that one, 17-6. And Catholic Memorial is leading New Berlin in the third quarter, 37-7. DeSoto has defeated Wisconsin Heights 62-12.
Okay. That's an 8-player football.
That is
right?
8-player, correct. Onalaska, the Hilltoppers, 51, Baraboo 13. That's a final.
Okay.
And some people will say that score is a surprise. Boscobel was playing Potosi Casville tonight up in Boscobel. Potosi Casville won 60-0. They say, well, they only scored 60 points. Well, if you know Mark Siegert, as the coach of Potosi, you know why.
Yes.
Because he does not do any. He does everything he can.
Called
to
the
keep
dogs
it.
off.
He pulls those dogs off as soon as he can.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. North Crawford defeated Monticello 56-0. Monticello is just trying to build something new, and they've got a ways to go. Portage, they lose out tonight to Edgewood, and Edgewood defeated them 28-16. So that's what I've gained on scores searching around. Unless you really want to know about Elk Mountain beating Austin Fairchild.
No, not really, no. No, I'm good. Well, the teams are just about ready to get back underway here, Wally. Cuba City just doing some calisthenics on the field, and Southwestern East Dubuque looks like they're ready to roll. So let's get this game back underway, shall we?
I'm ready.
All right, our score 21-0. Southwestern East Dubuque trailing Cuba City, 7 minutes left. 7:04 to go till halftime. We do want to thank a few of our sponsors here tonight. They include Apple River State Bank, First Community Bank of Galena, where you find local bankers making local decisions, meeting local needs. It's a banking experience you won't get anywhere else. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, member FDIC.
And it is Cuba City. They're on defense. It is.
Yep.
The Warhawks have the ball.
Warhawk football.
It's on the 39-yard line of Cuba City.
Yeah, second down and 6 to go at the 39 of Cuba City. This will be their 7th play of this drive, Wally, so they were in the midst of a pretty nice drive.
Yeah, just what you don't like, getting pulled off the field when you got something going.
And they have a offset backfield, handoff to the deep back. That would be Tierney. He is wrapped up and thrown down across the 40. Coming in to make the stop, big number 50 for Cuba City. That would be Clayton Doherty. He just enveloped him and ripped him down. A gain on the play of a yard and a half, and that's about it.
Well, that's one of the things that's difficult because unless you can get a pad on the outside end on a play like that, he's going to come in and make the play like he did.
Clock ticking, 6:35 to go till halftime. 21-0 Cuba City, 3rd and 5. Handoff. Buddy running it around the left side, following his blockers, and I think he's got the first down, Wally. Good job by Wyatt Buddy following his blockers around the left end, and it looks like he picks up enough for the first down. Needed about 5, got close to 6, almost 7.
Yeah, that was a nice job running the football on that little counter, and they've run a counter here quite a few times. And for anyone that's wondering, they do run a wishbone-style offense. They don't do a lot of the fancy triple option.
Right.
Though. We haven't seen that.
Yeah, double fakes and so on and so forth. It is a double tight wishbone set here, 1st and 10, down at the 32 of Cuba City. And play action pass, back to pass. Splinter throws downfield just over the outstretched arms of their tight end, Brady Dietzel. It lands incomplete.
Just a little bit out of his reach. Not a poorly thrown ball.
No, and I think Dietzel had a step.
Yeah.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. 5:59 to play till halftime. 21-0. Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque, but the Warcats are on the drive. 2nd and 10. Here comes a handoff and a run up the gut. It is the fullback, number 14, Lucas Foley, charging through before he's finally wrapped up by Braden Andrews. Picks up maybe a yard or two. Actually, almost 3. So it'll set up 3rd down at about 7.
That's one of the things that the running backs here for the Warcats do run pretty hard.
Especially Foley.
They're just running into a wall here quite often.
Again, double tight wishbone set. Now they change it up. They're going to have 2 receivers to the right and split backs in the backfield. Hand off to Foley, running around left end, but he's wrapped up, coming up, and making the solo tackle. It is that sophomore, Frankie Welp, for Cuba City. What a great solo tackle in space, Wally.
Well, the hard thing is on a play like that, you really would like to be able to get a pad on some of those outside guys. That you're hoping that the motion of what you're going through in your backfield would help it out, but it didn't there.
They gained 2, but it'll set up 4th and 5, and Southwestern East Dubuque will go for it as they're down 3 scores, 21-0 at the 27 of Cuba. Back to pass, play action. Splinter throws deep down the right side. It is incomplete, knocked away by Carter Rundy, who had really good coverage on the intended receiver, which was Dietzel. And it will be a turnover on downs after the incomplete pass.
The unfortunate thing for the Warcats there is the ball was thrown a little late.
Yes.
Had he thrown the ball earlier, he was open, and of course, obviously, it couldn't have had quite as much zip on it.
That was a 13-play drive, Wally, but sadly for Southwestern East Dubuque, it ends in a turnover on downs, and Cuba City will take over at their own 26-yard line. So that Cuban offense back to the field, leading 21-0, looking for more before halftime, and working out of the shotgun here. It is Hudson Kieler, takes a snap. Here comes a handoff. Right side, hard run by the fullback, Bradley Rowe, before he's finally wrapped up and pushed backwards by Drew Martin. Had a little bit of help over there as well. I believe big number 50. That would be Jeff Beshin also in on the stop. But no gain on the play, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, that was a matter you end up running right into that defensive tackle over there.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun here for Kieler. Back to pass, looking left, throws, near side, Briggs Rundy. He cuts it back, but he slipped. Yeah, his knee touched down at the 29-yard line. Otherwise, Wally, he'd have had more run after the catch yak yards, but unfortunately just kind of slipped in the turf.
And and the turf really isn't that bad, but it doesn't make any difference.
It's humid, though, so
yeah.
I can see how the grass could be a little slick, but you're right, we haven't had much rain. He gains almost 4, we'll call it a long 3, and it's 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Cubans. They have it at their own 29. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun here for Kieler. Rolling right. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run with it. Still looking downfield. Throws. It is incomplete, out of bounds on the far side of the field. That was intended for Vanetta as it falls incomplete, and it brings up 4th down.
That would have been quite a pass. He'd have been able to complete that. Vanetta was coming back to the ball, but it just couldn't quite get back far enough.
Sadly for Cuba City, it's 3 and out, so they will be forced to punt, and Carter Rundy is on to punt the ball away. Back deep, number 8, Xander Tierney. He's lined up at his own 40-yard line. 3:21 to play till halftime. Still 21-0 Cubans. Here comes the punt from Rundy. It's a low liner, bounces at the 45, inside the 40. And it'll be down by Shepard at about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Southwestern East Dubuque.
That was the case where Shepard got off the line of scrimmage really fast. And he was down there and just, I don't care who's back there returning it. You had no chance.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So 1st and 10, Warcats at their own 37, 3:12 to go till halftime. We're just glad to be playing football again, Wally.
I'm wondering if they're going to do an abbreviated halftime.
Yeah, supposedly just a 3-minute halftime. So we're going to, have a pretty quick halftime report with our McNett Electric halftime show. We'll have the Millie's Diner halftime fix, that and more. Man in motion, left to right, Tierney. He gets it on a jet sweep around the right end, cuts it back to the middle, still on his feet, stiff arms a man, trips, and runs into the official, Wally, right at the first down sticks. Otherwise, who knows, he could have still been running.
And the official is still down on the ground. Well, he should be.
Yeah, he got absolutely blasted by Tierney, and it obviously wasn't intentional. Tierney was trying to cut it upfield and take off and just ran right into the official. So the official is down, and they're attending to him right now. It will be short of the first down sticks, and again, it's short, Wally, because he ran into the official.
Well, one of the things, if you're the umpire and you're back there behind that defensive line, you get hit a lot.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's a glancing blow or something like that. But
yeah, that was a good pop is what that was.
Well, I don't know. We've got to.
Well, looks like he's tying his shoes. So I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, he's no worse for wear.
Well, otherwise, I was going to say we do have the field announcer up here who could be a good official on the field.
Oh, they're helping him back to his feet. All right, here we go. Round of applause.
Good.
He's back up on his feet.
Hey. You do a good job on the field, and then they run over you. I don't know.
But if you're Tierney, I can see how you're a little frustrated because, boy, you were about ready to pop one.
I know it.
8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 2 when we get back to play here. 3:02 remaining in this first half. Thanks for joining us on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and also our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton, coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Best seat in the house at Ayers Furniture. Ayers Furniture, downtown Ridgeway, for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, visit Ayers Furniture and ayersfurniture.com. They wind the clock. And we're back to action here. Under 3 minutes to go till halftime. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Warcats at their own 46.
I get a charge. Officials did a nice job spotting the ball, but the down marker is a yard off.
And here comes a handoff. It's a counter run to the near side to Tierney, and he's blown up in the backfield. Briggs Rundy and Braden Andrews came flying in, and just nowhere to go for Tierney that time as he loses at least 2, almost 3 yards on that run, Wally.
That's too bad. I mean, you did a nice job getting it up to that point, but, you've run that play a lot of times. A little counter, you're hoping for a little help because of going the other way, but
3rd and 4 coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque. The Warcats. Again, they're at their own 44-yard line. Under center, it's Splinter. Double wing set, back to pass. Splinter rolling right, stops, fires over the middle. It is deflected and almost intercepted by Frankie Welp. Through his hands, it drops to the turf, incomplete, which is lucky for Southwestern East Dubuque that wasn't intercepted.
He was looking for Dietzel coming across the middle from his tight end spot, but, he was covered. Didn't see he had, and I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was Michael Richard, who was down in, deeper, about another 10, 15 yards downfield, and he had one-on-one coverage and might have been able to do something there, but
looks like Southwestern East Dubuque going for it, Wally. 4th down and 4 from their own 44. Wishbone double tight set. They'll hand it off to Lucas, and he has the first down. Lucas Foley dives ahead, running behind his right guard. Briggs Rundy finally brings him down, but Wally, he had a gain of 5, almost 6 yards, only needed 4, so it will move the sticks. That is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down, and a huge 4th down conversion for Southwestern East Dubuque. Down 3 scores, 21-0.
Out of the wishbone set, they like to run power like that, and that got it for him.
Looks like some rain coming down now. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, back to pass. Spinner fires deep down sideline. Tierney has it through his hands, and it drops incomplete. Boy, what a throw by Splinter, but Tierney not able to reel it in, Wally.
And it was right there, too, on his hands that he just wasn't able to bring it in. And like you said, here's the rain, and we have fans scattering like crazy.
Yeah, well, if you didn't bring your umbrella, you're getting wet now because it is
right
raining.
Here, theirs popped out really quick.
But we can play in the rain. The fans are just going to get wet.
The kids love it.
The kids do love it. 2nd and 10 here for Southwestern East Dubuque. Clock at 1:35. Ducking in under center. Double tight wishbone set here. Splinter hands it off. Quick hitter by Lucas. It is Foley up the gut. Has a big gainer, Wally. Picks up almost 15 on that one. In fact, we'll call it a 15-yard gain on the run right up the middle.
That is something I was waiting for. I call it the wishbone answer to a fullback trap.
Southern, it's a Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty first down, 1st and 10. Southwestern East Dubuque down at the 38 now of Cuba City. Here comes a handoff. It's Tierney running right. He dives ahead across the 35 down to the 34. With 1:06 to go till halftime, the clock is ticking. So Southwestern East Dubuque kind of has to be in hurry-up mode here as it is 2nd down at 7.
Yeah, they want to move a little quicker here. You'd love to be able to get 2 plays in there.
Yeah, clock at 48 seconds now. Receivers split wide right. Wing backs to either side. Lone setback is Buddy, the running back. He'll get a pitch. No, I'm sorry. That is actually Lucas Foley with the pitch running around the left end. And he has another first down run. Needed 7, picked up about 8. And now I think a timeout will be taken on the field. As the ball is down at the 25-yard line, it'll be another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down for Southwestern East Dubuque with 32 seconds left until halftime.
That was a big first down right there. We haven't had many timeouts in this game.
No.
That's the first one I've got recorded.
Yeah, timeout taken, so we'll keep it here. 32 seconds remain till halftime. Again, we are going to have an abbreviated halftime show because of the lightning delay earlier. And now we just have rain, and we can live with rain, Wally.
Yes, just kidding. We just don't want any flashes of light.
Yeah, rain's fine. It can pour. In fact, as you said, the kids enjoy that.
Well, at halftime, I'll relive a story of when I was coaching some freshman football, playing down in Hazel Green at Southwestern High School. It's a pretty good story.
All right. 1st and 10, Southwestern East Dubuque. They're at the 25 of Cuba City here. 32 seconds left till halftime. 21-0. Cubans on top. Working from under center here, it is Carson Splinter. And he'll hand it off to Foley. Running up the gut, spins out of one tackle. He's still on his feet, Wally. He's going to run around the other side, gets out of another tackle, still running, churning, and gets across the 25 down to about the 23. He only gained about 2 or 3 yards, but he ran about 30.
Yeah, I bet. You know what? He wouldn't give up.
No.
That's one of the things you really like to have in a ball player. Somebody who just doesn't understand quit.
And another timeout is taken with 18 seconds left till halftime. And it'll set up 2nd and 8 here for Southwestern East Dubuque. And rain has slowed down for the time being. We still have some light rain coming down, but not pouring like it was a moment ago.
Well, that's a good thing for the Warhawk cheerleaders. They brought
ponchos.
That's right. They're taken care of.
Yeah.
Good job, girls.
Hey, the cheerleaders always come prepared, Wally.
Well,
the rest of the fans, maybe not so much.
Well, the only way we're prepared is we're undercover.
We're in a press box, exactly. We're in the Ayers Furniture best seat in the house.
Hey, well, I had to get out of my recliner, though, because it was too comfortable.
Yeah, we were about ready to fall asleep during that lightning delay. 21-0 our score. Cuba City on top of Southwestern, but Southwestern East Dubuque is driving. 2nd and 8. And here comes a counter run to the right by Tierney. Following his blockers. He's to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. First score of the game for Southwestern East Dubuque is a Tierney touchdown run.
And as a nice job, some nice blocking up front that's helped to set that up.
All right. Taking it in from the 23-yard line is Tierney. And that's the first TD of the game, Northland Buildings touchdown for Southwestern East Dubuque. They are back in this game, Wally, with 12 seconds till halftime. It's 21-6. 2-point conversion attempt coming up. Wishbone, double tight set, Splinter under center. And he'll hand it off to Buddy around the left side. Plunges in for the 2-point conversion. It's good. And it's 21-8. Southwestern East Dubuque trailing Cuba City, but showing signs of life before the break. We'll be back with your halftime report next year on Super Hits 106 and your Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
If it's a double 50 or double 4 parlor you milk, see Fuller's Milker Center, your Kia dealer. Fuller's offers a complete line of high technology solutions to make your dairy a model of efficiency with state-of-the-art milking systems, revolutionary milking units, and the latest in udder prep and post-dipping systems with the best in automated animal monitoring. No matter how many cows you milk, you can rely on Fuller's Milker Center, LLC in Lancaster and Richland Center to keep your operation at peak efficiency.
Fuller's Milker Center.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
In Game 5.
Back to action. The ensuing kickoff is being returned. Far side of the field for Cuba City. They get it across the 25-yard line, maybe the 26, as it was Ethan Griffin returning it. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cubans with 6 seconds to go till halftime. So we'll see if they take a knee here, Wally, or try to run an offensive play with 6 seconds to go till the break.
Well, you know, Coach Edler, made the comment in his interview about he didn't want any lightning, but he didn't mind a little rain.
Yeah.
Is that because there's something, because with the way that run was, does that mean your guys are slipperier?
Well, they are going to run a play. It's a pistol formation. Handoff to Ethan Griffin up the gut, and he gets planted back into the turf by number 32. That would be Brody Blackburn. What a form tackle by Blackburn to end the first half, as the score is 21-8. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque. We'll be back with your halftime report coming up next here on Dubuque Super Hits 106 KIYX Sageville, Dubuque, and also the Queen Bee Radio YouTube channel.
Halftime 3 minutes.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Hi, this is Sue Rydell from the Bell Tower Theater, inviting you to our uproarious new comedy, The Second to Last Chance Ladies League. When Deidre opens Occasionally Yours, an event center for all kinds of fresh new gatherings, her dearest friends rally around her. What could possibly go wrong? Basically, almost everything. Don't miss The Second to Last Chance Ladies League, October 10th to the 26th. Tickets are just $26. Call 588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolper with Dubuque Mattress. At Dubuque Mattress, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything. We deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Packers fans, your next quick trip run could score you the ultimate win. Cruising into tailgate season in a brand new Chevy Silverado RST, or blazing the trails on a new Polaris Sportsman 570, or grilling like an MVP with your new Pit Boss Ultimate Liftoff Griddle. Whoa, every dollar you spend at Quick Trip with Quick Rewards earns you a point in the Packers fan zone. So come in and get winning. No purchase necessary. Full details at QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes.
The apple of the Tri-State's eye is open. Cypress Orchard is now open daily with fresh
fresh-picked apples including Honeycrisp, Zestar, Macintosh, and many more varieties.
But wait, there's more.
That's right. Cypress is now featuring their homemade apple pie. You will also find apple cider donuts and caramel apples with Cypress special homemade caramels.
Is that all?
No, but we have only 30 seconds. Go online and like us on Facebook or visit cypressorchards.com. Better yet, make the short drive south on Highway 52 South.
It's the Drive into Fall event going on now at Turpin Motors. Just announced up to 20% off retail on select new vehicles. Save up to $12,700. If we don't have the vehicle you're looking for, we'll deal or trade for it. Financing as low as 0% with approved credit. No payments for 90 days. All qualified new vehicles come with a lifetime powertrain warranty with the Turpin Advantage. Stop by and check out the great deals on new vehicles with no payments until December. See dealer for details. The Drive into Fall event is going on now at Turpin Dodge Ram and Jeep, JFK and Dodge Street in Dubuque.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
And welcome back. Time to wrap up our halftime report brought to you by McNett Electric because we're ready for second half kickoff, Wally.
Here we go.
Ball is on the tee. Landon Bush squibs it, but it's a roller. It'll be fielded back at the 21 by Tierney. He's up to the 30, cuts back to the 35-40, 45-50, 45-40, 35-40, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown, Tierney. But Wally, I do see a Pink's Automotive penalty flag on the field.
And that is going to be a hold on the return team.
Oh, my goodness. What a backbreaker for Southwestern East Dubuque because that would have pulled them within one score as we begin the third quarter, Wally.
Yeah, it really would have. I mean, that's really a shame.
Hey, let's do our halftime fix since we didn't really get to do that. Brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. The halftime fix, stop in and see what they're fixing for you. What is the halftime fix if you're Southwestern East Dubuque?
What I'm going to say now is not what I probably would have said before, but to me the biggest thing is Southwestern East Dubuque needed some confidence.
Yes.
And that last score is something that would have given them the confidence maybe that they can come back. They're not that bad a football team.
No.
They really are not.
You feel as soon as the rain started here, it's like they got their mojo, Wally, as soon as the rain started.
I know it.
21-8 is the score. Cuba City is up by 2 scores. Southwestern East Dubuque almost cut it to 1 score on a kick return touchdown, but a holding penalty wipes it out, and that'll move them all the way back to their own 15-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 there.
And did that hold spring him? No.
Right. Ooh, boy, the rain is really coming down now as we begin the third quarter. 11:48 to go. Here comes a handoff to Tierney. Running left, spun down in the backfield. A great solo tackle coming up to make the stop, I believe, Jackson Dressler. Yes, it was. One of the linebackers comes up and makes a stop, and we'll call it a loss of a half a yard. So second and
they're going to mark it right at the 15.
All right. So no gain. No gain, 2nd and 10, and boy, it is raining. It is cats and dogs rain right now, but we can play with that.
Oh, yes.
Under center here, splitter, wishbone formation, hands it off to Foley, who slips and falls. And you almost feel like he would have gotten more if he hadn't lost his footing on that run, Wally. He only ends up picking up about a yard.
There's a lightning delay in Lancaster with River Valley leading Lancaster. 1 minute to go in the third quarter, 21-20.
10:49 to play, third quarter here, 21-8. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque. The Warcats have it at their own 16. 3rd and 9 coming up. Wishbone double tight set again. And a handoff. This time goes to Tierney. He busts it outside, but eventually he's walled off by Carter Rundy, who did a good job of sealing the edge for the Cubans. And they stop him at about the 21-yard line. He does pick up 5, almost 6 yards, but not enough for the first down, and that will, I would assume, force a punting situation, although with these conditions, who knows?
You know, this is
4th and 4
the game I was talking about that happened with freshmen back down in Hazel Green years ago. It was raining like this, not like this right now, like it was before, almost the whole game.
Wow.
And I've never seen so many kids. All they wanted to do was go out and play so they could slide in the mud.
Right. 4th down and 4. Southwestern East Dubuque is going for it. And they'll hand it off. Tierney running left. He has the first down and then some. Slammed to the turf by Welp, but not after churning out a nearly 12-yard run. What a run by Tierney.
That's strength.
Wow. Big fourth down conversion. That's another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. 1st and 10, Southwestern East Dubuque now at their own 32. 9:32 to play. Third quarter, 21-8, Cuba City leading. Southwestern East Dubuque driving. Foley, the fullback, up the gut. He is hit in the hole by Bush, Landon Bush, and a host of other Cubans bring him down as he picks up almost 3 yards on that carry.
You know, the thing that's really a fix really for Cuba City is they can't let down what they had going, and I think they have a little. You have to stay aggressive, but you have to stay and follow your keys. Do what it is that's your job to do.
The rain has calmed down. Still very moist out there, I'm sure. 2nd down and 7 coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque. Here comes a counter run to the left by Buddy. He is enveloped in the backfield and taken down for a loss. And I believe it was Jackson Dressler again who brought him down. There is a player slow to get up for Cuba City. It is Carson Collins, who's he's down on the turf. He was going to try and get to the sideline, but he's in some noticeable pain here, Wally.
This is one of the things that's kind of a new rule that they have now. When you go up to the NFL.
And now he's back up. That's good.
And really the college level, if you're hurt, get down.
Yeah.
We don't want you coming to the sideline and then stopping about halfway there, because we can deal with it a lot quicker if you stay right where you are.
Carson Collins able to walk off on his own power, so that's good news. He'll be attended to on the sideline. 3rd down and long now. 3rd and 8 coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque. Wishbone, double tight set. Nope, they're going to split out. 2 receivers left now. Shifting formation. Split backs in the backfield behind Carson Splinter. Hands it off to the fullback Foley. Tries to cut back to the right behind the right guard, but he doesn't have anywhere to go, Wally. Only picks up a yard or 2, and it'll set up 4th and long.
Yeah.
Call it 4th down and 6, a long 6 coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque at their own 35.
You know, when you have this kind of a field running that same kind of a play, but running it to your split end side, because you've got in a slot, you've got a little more guys going out further.
Boy, they are
opening up.
They are riverboat gambling here. Going for it again, Wally, at their own 35. 4th down, a long 6. Splinter to pass. Throws. Near sideline. Dietzel there. Makes an incredible catch. What a grab. Off a deflection. He hauls it in at the 36-yard line. Unbelievable catch.
29 yards.
What a grab by Dietzel. I can't believe he reeled that in. It was deflected, and then he caught it off the deflection. 21-8.
I'm not so certain he wasn't interfered with as well.
21-8, Cuba City leading, but Southwestern East Dubuque, another 4th down conversion. Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, first down. Hand off to Buddy, running left. Shakes a man, lowers his shoulder, and now he's wrapped up and thrown down eventually.
But there's a flag.
Yeah, number 67, Braden Soppy, pulls him to the turf, but we'll see what the indication is here. 7:07 to go, 3rd quarter, and it's a hold against Southwestern East Dubuque. So that is a big penalty there. Would have been a minimal gain, maybe 2 yards, but the holding penalty will move him back.
Well, I don't care. This is at a point right now. You've been doing well. Don't take yourself out of
something. Don't get derailed by a Pink's Automotive penalty, right?
No, you don't really want to be doing that at this particular point.
That'll move it back 10 yards, so 1st down, 18 it looks like, coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque. Wishbone double tight set. Carson Splinter, junior quarterback, ducks in under center. Now 2 receivers to the right. Man in motion is Buddy. Gets it on a jet sweep, running around the left end. Cuts it back. Still on his feet, churning forward. Jackson Dressler takes him down to the turf near the 35. He gets most of the penalty yardage back, Wally, back near the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'd give him credit for getting 9 of it. It looks like, I know, all 10.
So 2nd down and about 10 coming up here for Southwestern East Dubuque as they're back near the 35. The first down, or the original line of scrimmage at the 35 of Cuba City. Clock ticking, 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Southwestern East Dubuque down 21-8. They had a kick return touchdown taken off the board to begin the second half, but they're trying to get it back. Now Splinter fakes it. He's going to run. It's a fake pitch. Runs around the right end. Spins and is met and taken down. Nice tackle by Braden Andrews in open space shy of the 30. Tackled at about the 32. It picks up close to 3 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 7 coming up.
7 yards to go.
I did like the call. I did like the call. You know, coming out here on a
naked boot. Yep.
I think there was a chance, but it would have been better if they would have had somebody out there as a pass receiver that could have also been a blocker.
Double tight, wishbone set, ball on the near side hash. Splinter under center, 3rd and 7. Hands it off to the deep back. That is Tierney. Patiently finds his way through the hole across the 30 and tackled near the 27-yard line of Cuba City, which will be a couple yards shy of the first down sticks. That'll set up a 4th and 2 here for Southwestern East Dubuque.
That ended up being pretty good run.
Yeah, close to 5 on that carry. So 4th and 2 coming up for Southwestern East Dubuque. And boy, they've been riverboat gamblers on 4th down, but now they're across midfield, so they have to go for it here.
Oh, yeah.
Down at the 27 of Cuba City. 4th and 2, under center Splinter. Hands it off to Buddy around the left side. He's got the first down and more. Turns inside to the 20-yard line. Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for Southwestern East Dubuque. And that puts them right on the edge of the Bitech green zone, Wally. 4:30 to go, third quarter. And Southwestern East Dubuque is threatening to make this a one-score game.
They might be touching the green zone.
Yeah, I think they are. Splinter under center, wishbone again. Hands it off. It's a counter run by Tierney to the right. Following his blockers, he's hauled down from behind. Carson Collins, I believe, got him. And he gets inside the 20 down to, we'll call it the 16-yard line. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 here for Southwestern East Dubuque.
Yeah, you talk about turning it on here after the rain delay.
Yeah, it's like the rain started and then it flipped a switch, and all of a sudden Southwestern East Dubuque really started playing.
Well, that's it. The coach said they were looking for rain.
Ball on the near side hash. 2nd and 7. Splinter under center. Play action. Throw over the middle. Dietzel catch in the end zone. Touchdown. Dietzel catches it for a 16-yard strike over the middle. That is a Northland Buildings touchdown. And we have a one-score game, Wally, 21-14.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? It was 21-0, and it looked like the route was on. Cuba City was on top, and all of a sudden Southwestern East Dubuque has stormed back. I used the word storm on purpose, Wally.
Yes, well, that's fitting.
And here comes a handoff to the deep back. 2-point conversion by Tierney. Is he in? Yes! He crosses the goal line for the 2-point conversion. And now it is 21-16. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque. And we'll be back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Take the beautiful drive to Oakwood Fruit Farm and you'll find fresh-picked Honeycrisp, Macintosh, Cortland, and more. Perfect for eating and baking. Sip on fresh apple cider. Enjoy apple cider donuts, caramel apples, cookies, turnovers. Cake and baked pies made fresh daily. Every Tuesday, get 10% off all apple purchases. Puts right in your porch with mums, squash, pumpkins, and pick your own grapes. Oakwood Fruit Farm is open daily 9 to 5. Follow the signs south of Ithaca on Apple Ridge Road.
Oakwood Fruit Farms, that's the one for family fun.
Shop Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena Square off Highway 20. Find all your grocery, deli, and bakery needs, plus specialty cakes and weekly sales. Get cuts to order from the meat department, including fresh-cut Angus beef. Tammy's Piggly Wiggly also has you covered with party trays. And check out the best selection of local wines and craft beers around. Look for the weekly flyer online at shopthepig.com. Then head to Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena.
In Game 6.
Isaac Funston set to kick off for Southwestern East Dubuque. This one going to be fielded by Ethan Griffin back at the 16-yard line. He's up to the 20, 25, 30, cuts it outside, 35, 40, and he's hauled down across the 40 up to about the 41, 42-yard line for Cuba City. Excellent return by the Cubans.
Right now, what I think, again, we didn't get a halftime fix really going much, but right here at this point, now that Cuba City has the ball, I think it's a matter of you got some pretty good linemen up front. It's get off the ball, drive them hard, run right at them.
Southwestern East Dubuque, though, you can see the emotion on that sideline, Wally. Drew Martin was absolutely just imploring the crowd that traveled here from Southwestern East Dubuque to get fired up, and boy, are they.
Oh, definitely.
1st and 10, Cuba City at their own 42. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, ball on the near hash. Pistol formation, handoff, Ethan Griffin runs up the gut. He is swallowed up immediately and taken down. In on the stop, Dietzel, and also number 29, that is Dax Solverson. They will lose a yard, and it's 2nd and 9 coming up.
Well, you end up and you've got outside guys coming in to make the tackle, where you would try to stalemate it with your defensive line, and then you bring people in to make the tackle from the edge. So running straight ahead right in there, I know I said run right at him, but there's different ways you run right at him.
2nd and 11. Loss of 1 on that play for Cuba City. Hudson Kieler, long snap count. Here comes a pitch play outside. Ethan Griffin blown up in the backfield. Another TFL for Southwestern East Dubuque. This time it's Jack Stevenson coming in from the free safety spot to blow things up. And they lose even more yardage, Wally, and now it's 3rd down and about 16.
Well, that was a case where he was back up in press coverage. And as soon as that play was started, he was just coming gangbusters.
Clock is down to 2:14 left in the 3rd quarter, 21-16. Cuba City leading, but it's a tentative lead at this point, 3rd and 16 for the Cubans. They have it at their own 36-yard line. Shotgun, Kieler to pass. Has time in the pocket. Now he's being collapsed. Gets rid of it, throws. He'll just throw it away. Incomplete. Probably a good decision there just to get rid of it.
It was.
That will face or set up a 4th and long and punting situation for the Cubans here.
Well, unfortunately, he was looking to the other side of the field, and had he looked over here right away, he would have seen Carter Rundy coming across the field wide open. But, when your view is at the other way, depending on what was called, unfortunately, those things come and bite you.
Well, there's a term called the Big Mo, and right now Southwestern East Dubuque has it. Tierney will watch the punt roll inside the 30 and die at the 20-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 there for Southwestern East Dubuque. Minute 46 to play here in this 3rd quarter, and again Cuba City clinging to a 21-16 lead. I do want to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. Couldn't do it without them, including Mark Trish and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City. They want to wish the Cuba City football team good luck. Check out their weekly ad at thompsonsiga.com. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City, hometown proud. Back to action here. Southwestern East Dubuque with the ball, trailing 21-16, taken over at their own 20-yard line. Carson Splinter under center. Wishbone set behind him. Gives it to Tierney, running to the right. Behind the right guard and tackle. Still on his feet. They finally blow the play dead as he's close to the 25. I think he gets to about the 24, so that'll be a 4-yard pickup.
That was pretty good effort just getting himself to that point. But also I'm going to give some credit really to Cuba City defense there. They really swarmed right into him.
2nd down and 6 coming up here for Southwestern East Dubuque. Minute 17 to play in the 3rd quarter. Same formation, Wishbone, double tights. Carson Splinter, junior quarterback under center. He'll give it to the fullback. That's Foley, and he is met immediately and pushed backwards. Great blitz by number 35, Jackson Dressler. The linebacker came up and blew up that play. And, they are still going to give him.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't spotted the ball yet. Yeah, we're going to say no gain. They're going to put it back where it was.
I give Doherty a lot of credit on that tackle as well. And I really have to say something. Landon Bush was right there as well.
3rd and 6, long 6 here. 32 seconds left, third quarter. 21-16. Cuba City on top of Southwestern East Dubuque. Big third down play here. 2 receivers to either side, pistol formation. Low snap, Splinter picks it up. He will fire it deep downfield. For Buddy, it's underthrown and incomplete, but we have a flag thrown, Wally, as Buddy, I think, was held up trying to get back to the football.
Face guarding is what he's going to call, because there was no chance as a defender, no chance to look at the ball, couldn't see the ball, just put their hands up in front.
And it will be a pass interference call against Cuba City, which will convert it into a first down, obviously, 15-yard penalty, despite it being incomplete. So big conversion there. A Pinks Automotive penalty moves it to the 38 of Southwestern East Dubuque. That's where they have a 1st and 10. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down with 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Splinter under center, wishbone set. Takes a snap, hands it off to Tierney. He's trying to get through, but he's wrapped up immediately. Doherty and I believe Landon Bush got him. Gets to the 40, so he will pick up a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards on the carry. That is the final play of the third quarter. We can finish that thought, Wally, when we come back. Fourth quarter action next here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 21-16, Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque.
In Game 7.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Play Brewers Baseball Bingo presented by U.S. Cellular for the chance to win prizes all season long. Download the MLB Ballpark app from the App Store or Google Play to get in on the action.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
When it comes to protecting your home, your roof is your first line of defense. For trusted local roofing expertise, turn to Midwest Roofing and Construction. They're dedicated to providing quality roofing services from minor repairs to complete replacements all year long. Count on their experienced team for reliable workmanship. Call for a free estimate at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Midwest Roofing and Construction, your local roofing pros.
In Game 7.
Welcome back. Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Live from Cuba City High School, 21-16. Cubans on top of Southwestern East Dubuque, Wally.
The last score we had on the Platteville game is they were still ahead 27-9. Haven't had a score on that for a while.
Ball at the 40 of Southwestern East Dubuque. They have a 2nd down and 9. And here comes a run by Foley. Runs it outside, left side. Lowers the shoulder, lowers the boom, and gets a first down and then some. Picks up close to 11 yards on that rumble around the left end.
That was a matter of just getting it down. They were able to block on the edge so he could get into the secondary. Then it's a matter of catching him.
Lucas Foley converts another Big Iron Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. 1st and 10, Wildcats across midfield. Down at the 47 of Cuba City. Wishbone double tight set, Splinter under center. Takes a snap, pitches it back to Tierney, running around the right end, following his blockers, lowers the shoulder. And a flag, actually 2 flags come in late as he is taken down. I believe it was Dressler who took him down, also Carter Rundian on the stop. Gain of maybe 2 yards on the run, but we'll see what it's going to be a hold, so never mind. Another Pinks Automotive penalty. Penalties have been costly for both teams, but I think in particular Southwestern East Dubuque tonight, Wally.
Well, especially right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. So this will move it back across midfield, and it'll be back at the 42 of Southwestern East Dubuque. They'll wind the clock. We're in the fourth quarter now, 11:25 to play. It's first down and close to 20. 1st and 20 coming up. Working with two backs in the backfield, two receivers split wide left. Handoff, run up the gut by Foley. Lowers the shoulders, still churning, and he's tackled right at the 50-yard line before he's finally ripped down by Teasdale, who stopped him eventually. But a nice pickup of 8 yards on that, 2nd and 12 coming up.
That was just good hard running. That's really what it is. And that's really what you're getting out of East Dubuque, Southwestern right now. They're running hard.
They are. They're fired up. We'll see if they can keep this momentum going to make the comeback complete. They're within 21-16 now here with 10 minutes and change left in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 12. Under center, Splinter. Wishbone set. He's going to roll out, and it's a quarterback-designed run. He'll get to the 50 before he is met and taken down by Frankie Welp. I think Frankie took the worst of that hit, though, Wally, because Splinter lowered the shoulder and lowered the boom and picks up about 5 yards on that carry.
But at the same token, he was there and made the play, and he hopped right up. So whether he took a lick or not, he didn't notice it.
No, absolutely. 3rd down now and long. 3rd and about 7 here for Southwestern East Dubuque. They're at the 45 of Cuba City. Under 10 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Wishbone set, Splinter under center, and a cross-buck run to the right. Tierney ripped down in the backfield by Bradley Rowe. What a TFL by Rowe.
That is a big tackle right there. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that will bring up 4th down, and it looks like probably a punting scenario now for Southwestern East Dubuque, as it'll make it 4th down and almost 12.
Yeah, that's... This will be interesting. And he is punting the ball.
Yeah. Dietzel is the punter. He is lining up near his own 38-yard line, back deep. Looks like it's Ethan Griffin. He's back at the 25 of Cuba City. And here comes the sideways punt by Dietzel. It'll roll inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 10, and down at the 9, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cubans there. So a heck of a punt. Dietzel, as you said, has a unique style of punting off the side of his foot and gets a nice roll.
What you need to do as far as a defense of that type of thing is you need to put it on as if you've got a quarterback who's sprinting to the outside on a sweep or anything like that. So on a punt, you want to have somebody coming right, not going right directly at him like you normally would to go to block a punt, because that'll force him to kick the ball before he wants to.
Ball at their own 9. Cubans running out of the shotgun. Keeler takes the snap. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Winds back, throws over the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Tierney. But we have a flag down in the secondary, Wally.
Well, we're going to see what they're calling.
Yeah. I thought Tierney almost made a one-handed interception, and we're going to have pass interference on Tierney. So maybe some contact there. He doesn't like the call. The fans for Southwestern East Dubuque don't like the call, but the call is what the call is. Another Pinks Automotive penalty, and that'll move the ball up to the 25, where it's 1st and 10 there for the Cubans. So another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty 1st down. Hold on, we have a official timeout on the near sideline. Clock is at 8:57 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's 21-16. Cuba City leading Southwestern East Dubuque. And what do we have here?
They just called a bench penalty on sportsmanlike conduct on the bench.
Okay. Yep. You are correct. So mark off another 15, and that will make it take it to the 40. So 1st and 10 from the 40 for Cuba City. And if you're Southwestern East Dubuque, this is where you got to have cool heads prevail here.
That's right.
Another Pinks Automotive penalty, but you can't compound it. You've just got to.
Now we're ending up and we're getting the officials saying, get back behind the line.
Yep.
You got his attention. You don't want it.
No. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation for Hudson Kieler. Cubans at their own 40 here. Leading with 21-16. Swing pass to the near side. It is incomplete. Just kind of a high arcing pass. I don't know if that was deflected or if it slipped out of the hands of Hudson Kieler. It was intended for Ethan Griffin, but didn't get to it.
No, in fact, that was ugly.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe that pass. Ugly.
It was odd, especially for Hudson Kieler, who's got a nice arm. So incomplete, 2nd and 10 for the Cubans from their own 40. This time, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ball on the far side hash, pistol formation for Kieler. He'll hand it off to Bradley Rowe, the fullback, up the gut. He is hemmed in. Dietzel had him around the waist and throws him back, but he does get 3, almost 4 yards on that hard charging run, so it'll set up a 3rd and 7.
Big play right here for both teams.
Yeah.
And granted, we've still got right around just a little over 8 minutes to go in the game, but Cuba City really needs a first down.
Ball at the 43 of Cuba City. 3rd and 7 coming up. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Ball on the left hash. Shotgun snap for Kieler. Winds up, throws, catch made by Carter Rundy, who is sandwiched between defenders. Actually, that's Ethan Griffin, I'm sorry. And he has a first down. Picks up close to 10 on that reception. Boy, he got hammered in between tacklers.
That was a nice catch.
It was, and he got punished for making it.
You flooded the zone over here with a lot of players. You're bound to get somebody in the open, and they found him.
It's another Sullivan Auctioneer Big Iron Realty first down for Cuba City. Across midfield now at the 48 of Southwestern East Dubuque. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Quick swing pass out of the backfield is incomplete. Intended for Ethan Griffin. Blitzing from the corner slot is number 15, Nick Bush, who kind of disrupted the play. He hit Griffin right as the ball got there, and it lands incomplete.
He came up very quick on that, and I'll tell you what, he was there almost a little too quick. But he was okay.
Right. It was right, bang, bang, right?
Yeah.
Right as the ball got there. 21-16, Cuba City on top. 7:51 to play here in the 4th quarter. This one has turned into a barn burner, folks. Thanks for joining us on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun for Kieler. Looking left. Pump fake. Now looking to run. Oh, he slips and falls, and that's going to be a quarterback sack. A Subs.com sack as he's swallowed up by number 20. Or 29, rather. That is Dax Solverson. So a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 16 here for the Cubans. Back at their own 45 or almost 46.
You know, if this is the case, I would not be surprised assuming they've got less than 10, if they can get 7 yards, 8 yards like that on this play, they'll go for it on 4th.
3rd and long, Cuba City, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Timeout going to be taken by Coach Guy Kopp.
No, it's over here.
And Southwestern East Dubuque is firing up their fans as they have definitely kind of captured the momentum of this game. But the question is, can they get another score to take the lead with 7:05 to play? They have enough time. We'll see if they can do it. We want to take a timeout and thank some sponsors. Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialists in Platteville, Dodgeville, and at appliedmicro.com.biz rather. Cuba City Collision and Repair. Cuba City Collision and Repair is recommended by a long list of satisfied customers. See Joel Groom, Brian Cohn, and the crew at Cuba City Collision and Repair. Mark, Trish, and Casey Thompson of Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish Cuba City football team good luck. Check out their weekly ad at thompsonsiga.com. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City, hometown proud. Back to action here. It's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 for Cuba City at their own 46-yard line. 7:05 to play. 4th quarter.
One of the things I like seeing is some of the Southwestern East Dubuque players, they're running cheerleaders to the crowd.
Man in motion left to right, Frankie Welp back to pass. Kieler fires deep towards Welp. It is caught! Frankie reels it in! He falls down at the 32-yard line, and that is a huge Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
23 yards.
You know, Frankie Welp doesn't often get in on offensive plays, but he did that time, and he makes a huge first down conversion for Cuba City.
That was a big play.
6:54 to play. 4th quarter, clock still ticking. Cuba City driving now into plus territory. They're down at the 33. of Southwestern East Dubuque. Make it the 32. Shotgun formation, man in motion, right to left, Veneta. There's a pitch outside. Ethan Griffin cuts it up behind the right guard and right tackle. Tackled near the 30-yard line by number 14. That is Lucas Foley. Makes a stop, and they pick up about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
It's one of the things that actually is a little surprising as I look at it, and that's the lack of rushing yards for the Cubans. I mean, they don't have 100 yards rushing.
Surprising when you lead 21-16, right?
I know it.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ball on the right hash. Here comes a quick pass to Briggs Rundy. Left side, it's caught at the 25. He's stacked up there. We'll see where they spot him officially. I think he got to the 25, so that's where they'll spot him. And it'll be a 3rd and about a short 3 coming up for the Cubans.
So I'm impressed with this drive right here as well.
Yeah, this is the 8th play of the drive. They picked up another 5 yards there. Again, 3rd down, a short 3 coming up. Clock continues to tick. This is in Cuba City's favor. Obviously, they want to run as much time off the clock as possible with the lead. 5:24 left here in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun for Kieler. Back to pass. Throws left. It's a swing pass over to Ethan Griffin trying to spin out of a tackle. Don't know if he got to the first down stick, Wally, as he is pushed out of bounds by Foley. Very close to the first down sticks, but I'm not sure if he got it.
It's a matter of spot.
Yeah.
Braden Gleason in on that tackle. It is going to be 4th
Oh, they're saying no. They haven't cranked the clock in. They stopped it, but they didn't crank it in.
Well, it's 4th and less than a yard. It's 4th and less than a yard. Big play for Cuba City here. Pistol formation. Hudson Kieler. Oh, there's movement before the snap. And this is going to be on Cuba City. That is a back-breaking penalty on Briggs Rundy, the tight end on the left side, Wally. He jumped. Ugh, that is a back-breaking penalty. Takes it from 4th and 1 now to 4th and 6. And that'll move it back to the 28.
There's still no questions as to what you have to do.
Right. Well, and again, Cuba City still has the lead. So even if they don't convert here, I mean,
your defense has to step up.
4th down and 6. Working out of the pistol. Kieler. And it's a play-action pass. Rolling right. Looking downfield. Throws. And it is caught inside the 20 for a first down by Briggs Rundy. There's an injured player on the field. Actually, it's a cramp. I believe the man in coverage, Lucas Foley, is cramping up, so they're just attending to him. But that's a huge Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for the Cubans.
That was a great catch because he made certain that that ball was staying in his arms.
Clock stops with 4:17 remaining in the 4th quarter. Cuba clinging to that 21-16 lead, trying to hang on to this one late, Wally, and that first down conversion puts Cuba City now in the Bitech green zone. You know, a couple more first downs, and obviously if they can get a touchdown, they will salt this game away. So
that's Jack Stevenson with the cramp, and they've got a trainer over here to kind of help make sure they get that cramp out.
Yeah, you're right. It was Stevenson. I thought it was Foley, but it was Stevenson.
Well, they had a 4.
Yeah, that's right. 1st and 10, Cuba City in the Bitech green zone right at the 20 of Southwestern East Dubuque. Trips left, 1 receiver right, ball on the right hash. From the gun, Kieler hands it off Bradley Rowe. Up the middle, breaks free, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Bradley Rowe. He rumbles in from 20 yards out, the big fullback. And that, as Wayne Larrabee might say, is your dagger, Wally.
Well, you would expect that. But the way this has gone, who the heck knows?
It is a Northland Buildings touchdown for Bradley Rowe. Go ahead.
Interesting on that because he jumped over a couple of defenders to get himself where he had a nice shot into the end zone.
A Point and Flush Gundogs Sportsman's Club extra point is forthcoming. And Landon Bush blasts it through. It's good. 28-16. Cuba City has strengthened their lead with 3:52 left in this one. We'll be back to wrap it up from Cuba City High School here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 8.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school.
Wow, what a drive.
It's an easy way to support your team.
I think we have our drive of the game, Wally.
Visit any
I am
People's State
impressed
Bank
with both
location to
teams.
upgrade your debit card today.
Very
Iowa
impressed.
sales tax may apply to fees and service charges.
They're not
People's State
playing
Bank.
like
Member
they're 1 and 3
FDIC.
teams.
Are your kids already complaining
But
that
it
they're
also says
bored
an awful
after
lot
school?
about the conference.
Send them to Bell
And
Tower
the
Theater.
opponents
Your kids
You
will
ain't
make
kidding
friends,
yourself.
gain confidence, and learn something new with our Kids Take the Stage fall classes. For kids in kindergarten through 8th grade, this
Well,
6-week
it's not over
session
yet.
of
I mean, there's
classes
still about
starts
4
October
minutes,
6th.
so we'll see.
Registration deadline is September 29th.
3:52.
And spaces are limited. Financial assistance is available. Call the Bell Tower Theater at 563-588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
In game 8.
And welcome back to Cuba City High School. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton bringing you the action here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
And I have a final score on the shoebox scoreboard. Platteville has defeated Richland Center 47-22.
All right.
This is shades of the Platteville team from a year ago who started out terrible and ended up good.
Ball's on the tee. Here comes Landon Bush to boot it off. Ensuing kickoff fielded by Tierney. Back at his own 15. He's up to the 20, 25, 30. Lowers his shoulder, across the 30, and tackled near the 32-33 yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Warcats of Southwestern East Dubuque. They've got some work to do, Wally. It's 28-16 now, Cuba City on top.
But they're going out on the field right now for this offensive series with a whole different attitude. They believe right now they can move the ball and score again.
They spot it at the 32, 1st and 10 there for the Warcat. I would say that's a 33, actually. 1st and 10 there for the Warcats. Pistol formation for Splinter. 4 receivers set. Low snap. Picks it up anyway. Back to pass. Pump fake. Now winds up and fires deep downfield. Has an open man. It's incomplete through the hands of Buddy. Good coverage on the play by Venata.
A little high, but still it was a good pass and good coverage.
Incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down. This is a Pink's Automotive penalty holding call against Southwestern East Dubuque. So,
well, this might not be a play.
Yep, looks like it will not be a play. So they'll mark off the 10 yards. 3:37 left in this contest. Cuba City holding on, 28-16. Southwestern East Dubuque desperately needing 2 scores to get back into this game. Pistol formation, 4 receiver set for Splinter. Takes a snap. Here comes the delayed handoff to Foley. Up the gut, spins, gets up near the 25. He's tackled at about the 24. So a pickup of close to 5 yards or so on that run.
3-yard line of the Warcats.
Clock working against Southwestern East Dubuque. 3:15 remaining.
10 seconds going counting here.
Their problems are all because of how they opened the game.
2nd down and 17 here. Again, working out of the pistol. 2 receivers to either side. Splinter takes a snap. Looks like he's going to run with it himself. Lots of daylight around the left end. He's across the 30, 35, still on his feet, and then ripped out of bounds on the near sideline near the 36 or 37 yard line. Not enough for a 1st down, but a nice gain nonetheless. And it'll set up a 3rd and more manageable Wally. 3rd down at about 7.
Well, he ended up and he had a good solid 10-yard run.
Yeah. So we'll call it 3rd and 7 here for Southwestern East Dubuque with 2:55 to play. 28-16, Cuba City on top. Ball on the near side hash. 2-down territory certainly for Southwestern East Dubuque. Yep, they fumble the snap though. Splinter's going to pick it up and he's going to lose some yardage and he'll be roped down by a host of Cubans way back inside the 20. A huge loss of yardage. Braden Andrews finished him off, but he had a lot of help on the play, Wally.
That ends up being 20 yards.
A 20-yard.
18.
An 18-yard loss, so it is technically a Sups.com sack and a loss of 18. And now it's 4th and forever for Southwestern East Dubuque. 4th down, and, well, they need to get to the 43. So right now they're at the 17. You do the math. Long ways to go. 2 receivers either side.
Well, they have to get to Illinois.
Pistol formation, splinter to pass. Throws it out of the backfield near side to Tierney. It's incomplete. That will be a turnover on downs, and that will allow Cuba City to take over and probably take some knees unless Southwestern East Dubuque wants to use up their timeouts, Wally.
Well, we're looking here at right now 1:57 to go on the clock. You want to take just a wee bit longer than a knee.
All right.
Just don't want to drop the ball.
Cuba City looks like they're going to escape here tonight. 28-16, they're leading with 1:57 to play. And this will be their second win of the season and second win in a row. And don't look out now, but Cuba City getting hot. Here comes a handoff to Bradley Rowe up the gut, and he's stacked up and stopped after about a yard gain. And we have a timeout.
There's a player down with a cramp.
He's got a cramp.
For the War.
Here in the fourth quarter, score remains Cuba City 28.
I do like the name Warcats. I think that worked out for the two schools coming together.
Wildcat and Warrior. Warcat. Good combination, right?
Yeah, I think it works out real well.
Same color scheme for both schools, so
well, that helped.
That's nice.
You didn't have to worry about that. That's why we still have the right answer for the most part for Potosi Cassville, but
the Pike. I love
it. I like that.
I like
It's not going to happen.
Well, you never know. We're speaking it to the ether, Wally. We're speaking it into existence.
So at least somebody has said we got a solution.
I like the Pike. Big toothy fish on the Mississippi. Both towns on the Mississippi. It's angry. You don't want to get bit by a pike.
No, I really don't. That's McAuliffe that's coming back off with the cramp.
Yeah, McAuliffe making his way to the near sideline.
Big defensive lineman. And you know what? He's played a pretty darn good football game.
Clock at 1:46 left. And they'll wind it.
Oh, those cramps are the worst.
And working out of the shotgun here once again. Quick swing pass to the far sideline. Caught, but receiver immediately tackled. That was Venata. And he's going to lose about 4 yards on the reception. At this point, yardage is kind of irrelevant. It's all about keeping that clock moving. We're at 1:24 left. 28-16, Cuba City on top. Southwestern East Dubuque, a spirited comeback tonight, Wally, but looks
they
like
played
it's gonna,
real well.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to come up short, but heck of an effort.
Oh, you're no kidding.
Working out of the gun again. Kieler, handoff, Rowe, running left, wrapped up, taken down. And getting him from the backside, number 53, that's Drew Martin.
A couple yards, it looks like he lost.
4th and 14 looks like coming up with 40 seconds left. So this should be the final play of the game. And Southwestern East Dubuque not calling a timeout. Mercifully. Thank you. Hey, the cheerleaders for Southwestern East Dubuque still having a good time.
Hey, I like it. Good cheerleaders. They're doing a nice job.
2 receivers right, 1 left, and we have
a flag.
Movement. A Pinks Automotive penalty, offsides before the snap here with 18 seconds left.
Southwestern for encroachment, so they're going to take the ball up 5 yards.
You know, you do that early enough, and the clock doesn't start until the snap of the ball, so you can't delay the game any longer than you want to.
They're going to wind the clock anyway. And it's they won't. I don't think they'll have to run a play. Nope. They're not going to run a play. They're going to let it run out, and the final score is going to be 28-16. Cuba City gets the win over Southwestern East Dubuque. We'll be back with the Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones postgame show next year on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 9.
Looking to refresh your home with a pop of color? Hermson's Ace Hardware has got you covered. Discover the stunning Magnolia Home Collection by Joanna Gaines, along with trusted lines like Clark & Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Royal Paints. Whether you're tackling a weekend project or a full home makeover, we have the perfect paint for you, including state-of-the-art color matching. So if it's a fresh coat of what you've loved for years or a new look for your home, visit Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Pick your own grapes at Oakwood Fruit Farm. They're great for juice and jelly. Remember your apples, Honeycrisp, Macintosh, Cortland, and many more. Sip on fresh apple cider. Grab some donuts, caramel apples, cookies, turnovers, and take and bake pies from the bakery. Tuesday means 10% off all apples that you buy, plus mums, squash, and pumpkins to brighten your porch. Oakwood Fruit Farm is open daily 9 to 5. Just follow those signs south of Ithaca on Apple Ridge Road.
Oakwood Fruit Farms, that's the one for family fun.
In game 9.
And welcome back. We are on the Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones post-game show. It's brought to you by our friends at Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones. And we want to thank our sponsors. Final score tonight, 28-16, Cuba City over Southwestern East Dubuque. Game brought to you by Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer. Complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable. Call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Also Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, where you'll find local bankers making local decisions, meeting local needs. It's a banking experience you won't get anywhere else. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, member FDIC. We'll be back with the post-game show. Our MVP drive of the game, Tricor, Turning Point, and Scrapper, all coming up, plus post-game stats and more after this. 28-16, Cuba City over Southwestern East Dubuque on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and also the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
Shop Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena Square off Highway 20. Find all your grocery, deli, and bakery needs, plus specialty cakes and weekly sales. Get cuts to order from the meat department, including fresh-cut Angus beef. Tammy's Piggly Wiggly also has you covered with party trays. And check out the best selection of local wines and craft beers around. Look for the weekly flyer online at shopthepig.com. Then head to Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena.
From top to bottom, inside and out, Midwest Roofing and Construction has you covered. Need a new roof or siding? Call the pros. Looking for energy-efficient spray foam insulation? Midwest Roofing and Construction does that too. See them for new construction, pull sheds, and decks. One call does it all. For quality local service and a free estimate, call Midwest Roofing and Construction at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Or visit MidwestRoofingPros.com.
In game 10.
Our final score tonight, 28-16. Cuba City knocks off Southwestern East Dubuque. Rob Spangler, Wally Troughton coming to you from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. We still have one more game in progress over on 97.7 Country. Lancaster and River Valley are resuming the fourth quarter after their lightning delay. The score, I believe, is 21-20. I believe Lancaster is up. Is that right? Or is it River Valley?
Let me go back and double check here. Come on, phone, open.
Yeah, yep. Lancaster is in the lead.
Yes.
Yep. So that one over on 97.7 Country. We'll be back one more time out here, and then we're going to take a look at our post-game stats with Wally and our shoebox scoreboard, and we'll hand out our awards. All coming up next on the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show next.
Post-game 4 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
And welcome back to the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show. Final score, 28-16. Cuba City over Southwestern East Dubuque. A exciting game and a great come-from-behind effort by Southwestern East Dubuque, but they ultimately fall short. Let's take a look at our postgame stats, though, as Wally Troughton has compiled the numbers. And, Wally, take it away.
Unofficial stats, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see, where was I here? Well, let's start with Cuba City. Hudson Kieler carried the ball twice for 0. He did a nice job getting 6 yards at one play, and then he lost it all on a sack. Ethan Griffin, 10 carries. Started out early carrying the ball real well and ended up with 10 carries for 49 yards. So that's 4.9 yards a carry. That's not too bad. Then Bradley Rose, the only other one that carried the ball, and he only carried for 13 times with 64 yards. And that's a total of 25 rushing plays for 113 yards. A little below what Cuba City normally is at.
Yeah.
Hudson Kieler put the ball up in the air 19 times, which is a little more than he would like to do, but he was able to complete 12 for 103 yards. It's a total of 44 offensive plays for just 216 yards. Only 216 yards, and you scored 28 points.
Not bad.
Well, you got short field.
Yeah, those 3 fumble recoveries to start the game definitely helped.
Yes, definitely did. Southwestern East Dubuque. Carson Splinter carried the ball 4 times. He was doing pretty good as far as rushing the ball until that sack right here near the end of the game on a kind of a bad snap and all of that stuff. And he ended up with 4 carries for 0 yards. Xander Tierney carried the ball a lot, 17 times for 89 yards. And I was impressed with him. I thought he ran the ball very well. Tanner Saunders carried the ball twice for 5. Lucas Foley, another workhorse. And he ended up with 19 carries for 79 yards. And again, he's an impressive ball player. Wyatt Buddy had 8 carries for 35 yards. That's 50 rushing plays for 208 yards.
Not bad.
They threw the ball 9 times, but were only able to complete 4. And for just 45 yards. Oh, wait, no. 61 yards. I had that written wrong here.
Okay.
So I've got to change that. 61. And that means that they had a total of 269 yards of offense on 59 plays. 269, and yet, again, 16 points. That's not where it should be with that yardage, but at the same token, oh boy, they had a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
3, 5, 10 penalties in the game, and I don't care how many yards each of them are, that's just way too much.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they had those 3 fumbles at the beginning of the game that just killed them.
Yep.
And, when all of a sudden you're at a 14-point deficit and you've run 3 plays.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
But
All
they
right.
sure picked it up as the game went on.
Absolutely. Those are the numbers. Let's start handing out some awards. First, our most valuable player of the game award. It's brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington. And it's Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. And who do you got for MVP of tonight's game, Wally?
This is difficult.
It is.
It really is, and because it's a matter of who did what at what time.
Yeah.
Being right away at the early part of the game, I was going to pick a couple of defensive players for Cuba City, but as the game went on, then all of a sudden they got surpassed.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden you're looking at some of these other offensive players. The two guys, I guess it's one on each team that both impressed me running the ball. One of them, of course, Lucas Foley. Granted, Tierney had more yards than he did, but Foley got the tough yards.
Yes.
And I think that's a little bit of difference there. But while I'm always impressed with Ethan Griffin, but tonight Bradley Rowe kind of stuck out a little more because, again, his yardage were tough yards.
Yeah.
And again,
and
I don't know where you go.
I don't want to tip our hat, okay, but I used the term your dagger. Remember that late in the game?
Yep.
And that was a 20-yard touchdown run by Bradley Rowe. And it put the game away. It was the nail in the coffin, the dagger, whatever you want to call it. And I know that's one run, but that typified to me the importance of Bradley Rowe. And I guess that's why I'm leaning towards him as MVP.
There is something also about that run. It was a showcase run.
Yes.
It's a highlight film run. And that in itself, I guess, is what does kick him up over Lucas Foley, although Lucas Foley's pretty good.
Yes, he is. Both of the fullbacks.
Yeah.
They're both fullbacks. They both ran really well.
Yes, I can concur with that.
Okay. We'll go with that for our MVP. Brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville. All right. What about our Tricor turning point of the game? That's brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. If Southwestern East Dubuque had made the comeback, they had pulled within 21-16. If they had come all the way back, Wally, and this didn't happen, but if it did, the turning point for me would have been when it started raining, when the rain really started coming down, because that's when Southwestern East Dubuque came alive, is when it just started pouring. But they ended up not having enough in the tank. So when it comes to the turning point, what are your thoughts? Because we can't go with the rain since they didn't pull off the comeback.
I'm leaning towards late in the game.
Yeah.
And I have to go back. It's that touchdown of Bradley Rowe.
Okay.
Because right then, up to that point, it was 21-16.
Yeah, still anybody's game.
And that was still anyone's game. And
that was a fourth down play.
And we're talking.
So if they don't convert that, Southwestern East Dubuque gets the ball back with about 4 minutes left, and if they drive down, they could just win the game right there.
And see, and we're also looking at the point, it was 21-16 at the end of the third quarter.
Yes.
And that's where it really kind of changed right there. But, yeah, I have to say that Bradley Rowe touchdown is really the turning point, because it did slam the door.
I can't disagree. We'll go with that. The 20-yard touchdown run by Bradley Rowe to really ice the game. That's our Tricor turning point. Brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. All right, now our drive of the game.
Okay, I was still thinking about the scrapper yet, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to scrapper. But what about drive of the game? Because, I mean, honestly, the whole drive where Bradley Rowe scored that touchdown, they started, Wally, at their own 9-yard line. They drove
after that punt.
11 plays, capped by a 20-yard touchdown run. I mean,
win the game.
What a drive. What a drive. It's hard not to go with that as a drive of the game. I look at the other drives. They did have an impressive touchdown drive in the first quarter. It would have been their was that their second touchdown or their third? Actually, their third touchdown. They went 14 plays, and it was capped off by a 21-yard touchdown run by Ethan Griffin. But that made it 21 to at that point nothing, I believe. So
the other thing that is up there near the top as a drive was again Southwestern East Dubuque's drive.
Yes.
That got them to 16.
Yes.
With the 2 4th-down conversions.
That's right.
And
and it was a 16-yard Dietzel touchdown with a 2-point conversion. That was a 13-play drive. You bring up a good point. We almost should throw a little love Southwestern East Dubuque's way just because of how hard they fought to come back after being down 21-0. So I would be okay going with that for drive of the game.
And yet this last one was right up there as well. I guess I'll say that is 1.2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. So our drive of the game is presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack, you always get more from less. All right. Time for the Scrapper, your favorite segment. West End Salvage Scrapper of the game, player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out, trying to lay their opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. Who do you got?
I actually have 3 different people that I have in there, and it's just probably more than anything, it's because of the positions that they're playing. But for Southwestern East Dubuque, Dak Silverson, Brody Blackburn, I like what they did, as well as Drew Martin.
Yeah, Drew Martin I really liked.
I mentioned him last because he might have been the top of the 3, but those 3 guys, they made a lot of tackles.
They did, and you know what I also liked about Drew Martin, not that the other guys didn't do this, he implored his fan base to get into this game. He was over here whooping them up, pumping up his fans, the Southwestern East Dubuque crowd, whipping them into a frenzy, and that just really, how do you not?
You mean like I have to come back and look in here to make sure I say it right. Mace Brenke, the center.
Yes.
He's over here, and you talk about working the crowd.
Oh yeah, he was doing it too.
I mean, I really the grittiness of this Southwestern team.
Yeah.
And
no quit. No.
And they could have folded over in the first quarter.
Yep.
And there are teams that I've seen that would have.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's our Scrapper of the game, brought to you by West End Salvage. Player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out, trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage. Final 28-16, Cuba City over Southwestern East Dubuque. One more timeout. We'll be back to wrap up right after.
Score.
Oh, well, we'll give it after the break. Right after this here on Super Hits 106.
Post-game 1 minute.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Post-game 1 minute.
Time to wrap it up on our Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show. Final 28-16, Cuba City over Southwestern East Dubuque. Cubans improved to 2-3 on the year. Southwestern East Dubuque falls to 1-4. And we do have another final to share on the shoebox scoreboard before we wrap up, don't we, Wally?
We do, and I was looking for something here because I had a couple other scores I was looking to see of how it affected in the SWC, but this score, a minor surprise.
Yeah.
River Valley came from behind to defeat Lancaster 35-28.
All right, and earlier tonight, Platteville defeated Richland Center 47-22.
I was looking to try to find the New Glarus score.
Yeah.
And because I know they're done.
Yep.
I'm finding all these other people, like, in case you're wondering, Sparta beat Toma. And there's the Platteville score. Come on. Prairie du Chien defeated Dodgeville, or they were ahead in the third quarter. And, of course, there was probably a lightning delay there as well.
Sure.
And that was 17-7 Prairie du Chien at that particular point. And I'm trying to get here quick, if I can get there. And there's the Lancaster score again. Come on here. You know, they always hide these when you're looking for them.
I know.
And there's our score there. Lodi was a winner tonight over Clinton, big.
Okay.
Mineral Point and Belleville.
Belleville won.
33-14.
Okay.
Fenimore lost tonight.
30-18.
That's Eastland
Pearl City. Usually a good program down there.
Yes, they are a good program.
I've done several games against them with Galena over the years.
Yeah, and all of a sudden my score stream wouldn't let me finish any more games.
Okay.
Because we don't care about the Dells-Watoma game.
Nope.
Although the Dells did win.
Okay.
So much for that.
All right. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap up, Wally?
You know, this has been a very interesting high school football season so far. There's teams that are winning that we didn't know were going to win, and we have some teams that have taken some surprising losses, some games that have been closer than you imagine. And if I feel bad for any teams, I feel bad for River Ridge and the schedule that they've had to go through so far, because they've run up against nothing but good.
Yes.
And finally now they get a chance to take a breath, and hopefully they can pull off enough to be able to be a playoff team.
Exactly. All right, our final, again, one last time, 28-16, Cuba over Southwestern East Dubuque. Well, that'll wrap it up for us tonight here on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and also the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Friday night and a great weekend.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Dubuque Super